finally here. It should be hopefully a good show. It's pretty stacked, as what it's worth right now. If anything happens, surprisingly, maybe a return, maybe Bray Wyatt or something like that. Maybe that'll just be the cherry on top. What about you, Dave? How you doing this Saturday evening?
I'm doing good. Sitting here talking to you guys with the fight on mute.
All right. So, what would you guys like to touch on first? Would you like to run through the TLC card and then just kind of shoot the shit the rest of the evening? Or would you rather do the reverse? What would you guys like to do?
Is there any news to cover, really?
Just a couple of items on the board, but we can run through TLC first because I think that's what everybody's really here for. And then we'll go through the rest of the wrestling news going on in the world.
So, we giving our predictions tonight then?
Yes, we are giving our predictions. First off, we'll touch on Braun Strowman real quick. Braun Strowman has been off television of late after undergoing surgery on his elbow. The surgery was considered minor, but there was concern he may not be recovered for Sunday's pay-per-view. According to PW Insider, they believe Strowman will be at the event, although they are unsure if he has been medically cleared by WWE doctors. However, there is a feeling that if Strowman can't compete, he could still squash Corbin in a quick match. Strowman is also scheduled to face Lesnar next month at the Royal Rumble. So, we're going to go and predict this match as if Braun Strowman is wrestling this Sunday night. So, just the guys that confirm that. And it's we haven't found out if he's wrestling for sure or not. Yes, sir.
You want to make it interesting? And if Braun, for whatever reason, can't, what do you think they would do as an alternative?
Yeah, that's I like that. I like that a lot. So, got a lot.
Everyone in the chat.
Absolutely. And we already kind of know that there's already been speculation going around town on who might be the one that will take his spot if he does not compete this Sunday. So we'll try to pick someone else if possible, but we may all have picked this. We may pick the same one. So, all right, let's go with our predictions tonight. Let's just say hello into the chat room real quick. Why do these douches write reports that say we don't know? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So they can't be wrong or right. So you can't come in there. So they can't come in, can't tweet at them and bitch at them later on. All right, let's go with the match that was canceled. Everybody's been asking in the chat room, what match was canceled?
Please tell me it's the mixed match.
No, Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh, wow.
Has been canceled. Everybody kind of figured that, Finn Balor was sent home this past weekend, I believe, from a live showing or something like that because he was sick. Yep. Well, he will not be competing tomorrow night because of his illness. So the match.
He's not the only one either.
Canceled. Yes,
Alexa I believe. Bliss, I think, is now down.
And Bobby Roode is sick too, I guess. And there's a few
what
superstars.
The crazy thing is? I think it was last TLC or two TLCs. This is when the measles outbreak came out.
Yeah,
and,
with Roman Reigns
was out. Mm-hmm. Bray Wyatt was out, and we didn't get that god awful pumpkin demon shit.
Yeah, it's a shame. I know a lot of people were looking forward to that match, especially since Finn Balor, for some odd crazy reason, has been getting booked kind of good lately. He cost Drew McIntyre his match, even though he was attacked afterwards. But it looked like things were kind of on the up and up for him, even though we kind of probably were all going to predict that he was going to lose tomorrow night.
I don't know.
It's pretty crazy that like Alex said, last year around this time they had that whole outbreak as well, kind of ruining the whole Shield reunion. He had to throw in Kurt Angle into the mix. So it's kind of weird how the timing of it all. But let's continue on. We have, let's go with a championship match. The Cruiserweight Championship is on the line at WWE TLC.
This is so stupid.
Again.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever, just to have, we got a Cruiserweight title, so let's put it on the pay-per-view. I mean...
And I know especially Dave and I have been very high on 205 Live lately, and it seems like we would love to see this match on the card, but it just kind of seems like they're just kind of throwing it into the
So
mix.
here's my thing, right? Like you see Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander on paper, you see that you're like, oh, that's going to be a good match. Like you're going to be entertained no matter how many times you've seen it. But then you see like they just keep picking the same three loop and loop in the title picture, and like, nobody else
Right.
gets built up. And like that's part of why like in 205 is like, why do I have to tune in like on top of the in ring? And I've been watching 205 for the last 3 weeks, and like I love the in ring work, but that investment that you see like they put in NXT, like you really want to see it more here, and seeing Murphy and Alexander again, kind of
Yeah, I
the
kind
best.
of agree with you on that. And again, thank you for the Super Hearts King. Appreciate you. Welcome back to the show, man. It's been a while since we've seen you, Danny. Thank you for coming back. I know you've been busy with school, so I appreciate you returning with us on this weekend. And I agree with
Tony.
you on 205
Okay.
Live. There's a lot of talent on that roster, and it just seems like they keep going with the same guys: Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. It just seems I'm nothing against those guys. We all know that they're very talented, but they got some pretty other talented wrestlers on that show. Hideo Itami, just to name a few guys that they haven't really done with anything on 205 Live.
Because you know what I find, like, so you see it like you said, the roster's so stacked like that you can see that they have like actual depth in there.
Mhm.
NXT UK just been like actually on TV for what, the last 2 months. They've already got a women's title. They've already got, well, obviously 205 is different, but they already have a tag division already being set up. Like, how long's 205 been on? Like, not every, if you're not in the title picture,
2 years about.
who cares? No offense.
Appreciate the Super Hearts there, Speed. Thank you. Don't forget to check out Speeds and the Benchmark live every Monday and Thursdays.
Oh, I'm telling you
Supporters
now.
of the show, and congratulations to them for getting the Super Heart badge. Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
Red Sox just brought up your boy Trevor Lee. So Trevor Lee is actually scheduled to face I forgot who in PW. I forgot who in PWG for the heavyweight title. So he's not going to
lose, so it doesn't matter.
But he's not going to be with WWE at least for not another few months.
Nothing against him. I would love to see him with the WWE, but hey, if he has other stuff he has to do, I don't mind waiting. Go ahead, Dave.
Now, on this whole 205 Live thing, with this title getting put on the pay-per-view and all that, to me, it makes no sense because how many people are watching 205 Live that tune into SmackDown and Raw? Probably not a good percentage of that. It would be like taking your NXT champion, who people don't probably watch NXT, and putting them on a TLC pay-per-view. It's the same thing. It's not. Go ahead.
Adam Bomb just put it up in the chat, and we talked about it before we went live. Who can move the needle to bring onto 205?
That's a good. Should we do that question now, or should we wait? Okay.
So here's my thing. Like,
go ahead.
I definitely think some NXT talent should go to 205 because realistically they could be utilized better there. It would be great to get the NXT crowd, but I think you need some, like, I think you need the opposite. I think you need someone from the main roster that is a draw as it is, and then bring them on 205.
But the funny thing that you mentioned that Dave and I kind of had a discussion over this a little while back ago on a show where we were touching on guys that they could bring over to 205 Live. But here's the stick that everybody brings up when they mention 205 Live. It's always a downgrade. It's always they're going to 205 Live. Oh man, that sucks.
Honestly, like,
instead of saying, all right, they're going to 205 Live.
I feel for them, and like I said, I feel for the talent because I want them to get the attention they deserve for the work they put in. But that was my problem with 205 in the beginning, because once you called it 205, you kind of pigeonholed a good amount of the roster and like to the viewers' minds to say, okay, but can you see them as the star? Like when you're watching everything like WWE as a whole. So, and
that glass ceiling.
You see how like the treatment they give it, like, in terms of the match qualities there, but like we've been talking about, we're seeing Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander for the 8th time. While it's going to be fun to watch, who's after? Mustafa Ali again.
Yeah, more than
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, so who would move the needle for you, Alex?
Huh?
Who's gonna move the needle for you on 205 Live right now?
Yeah, good luck thinking of someone good.
I have someone already.
Oh, I've been, yeah, Finn Balor, man. I'm telling you,
No.
I've been saying his name for I don't know how long. Last 2 months, I believe that he should go to 205 Live. I think he would draw a couple of viewers, not a couple, but more.
Yeah, he probably would draw a couple.
More viewers to 205.
The big thing about
Gargano, Rush, Mysterio. That's
my pick right there. Rey Mysterio.
About having
go ahead.
A main roster person like Balor come down there, honestly, you need the crowd to like react more because like when you're watching it, like you're seeing the ring, but sometimes the crowd isn't always there, and it kind of takes away from that environment. You know, like we always say, like, oh, if you put this match in a Full Sail crowd, they'd be like chanting, "This is awesome."
Yeah, I mean the difference is though. I mean, honestly, you take a guy like Balor, who a lot of wrestling fans have followed for a long time from New Japan days, they would just want him to get the hell out of WWE because if he's wrestling only for 205.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's what's hard about, saying, I would love to see this guy go there or this guy go here because it feels like it's a downgrade. Nobody would want that. Oh, Finn Balor's on 205 Live or Mysterio or Gargano or Ciampa or Ricochet. These guys belong on the main roster.
Gargano could do well in 205.
You know what?
You guys saw Ciampa retweeted Adam Cole said go to 205.
Yeah, that was pretty funny there.
No, but Rey Mysterio, because he's brought back, he's on his last legs. No pun intended, but I mean, he's a veteran guy. He could be seen. He's done everything.
Yeah.
He's already been world champion numerous times, I believe. He's won all the titles, or it basically is. I'm sure he's been U.S. or IC champ, but
and you could start the SmackDown crowd with like the kids with the masks, like they get to start off like excited.
Lucha House Party.
Yeah, I know, right? Lucha House Party. But a guy like Rey Mysterio, why not do what they were doing this past week, where Rush was been back towards. He wrestled for the first time on Raw. We had Mustafa Ali wrestle on SmackDown.
Everything, Adam Ball. I'm touching on everything tonight. We're just going with the predictions first.
So why not let them do both? I think I can hear myself in the background, but yeah.
I think both is not a bad idea. I kind of agree with you on that. Let's see. Some questions in the chat. Of course, Adam Bomb. Ricochet, Gargano, Balor, some mentioned names to 205 Live. But, yeah. I think that would definitely.
Ricochet wouldn't move the needle. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just don't see it.
Don't. Because unfortunately, right now, where 205 is in terms of viewership's really been low. Like they need like a jolt.
Yeah, and a Rey Mysterio would do that more than Balor, more than Ricochet for sure.
All Rey's been doing is just feuding with Randy Orton.
Hey, he has a chairs match this weekend. Speaking of that, let's just jump. Who do you guys?
Sorry, let's go to the prediction.
Who do you guys have winning the cruiserweight title match this Sunday? We'll go with you first, Dave.
Man, I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like with 205 Live, you never know because they don't give a shit about it. So they could have Alexander win, and it'll be like, oh, there's your one title change. I mean, you never know. But
rematch.
I know it's at Royal Rumble.
Oh, I see what you mean. Adam Baum was saying, what if we touch on other guys from other companies going to 205 Live?
Oh. No, then people see as a downgrade because let's not forget Tony.
Flip.
He'd fit there. But when you said
better suited for 205.
But Tony, you said when Ricochet first was announced coming to WWE, you said why not take him to 205 Live? And everyone was mad about that.
See,
people didn't like me saying that too much.
I kind of want Ricochet to replace Rey on the main roster, like in terms of just getting wowed in the ring. But yeah, so
205 Live. And Dave also mentioned before we went on live that WWE does not know what they have planned for 205 Live coming 2019. So beware that maybe we might see 205 Live canceled. Very
I don't think we'll see it canceled, but we could. You never know.
You never know.
they could take that title and just put it on Raw or SmackDown and say, "There, we'll just do it like this." Maybe that's why we were seeing testing the waters this past week.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all that we got some 2-5 live guys on the on the show on Raw and on SmackDown. So it was just a nice little change of pace finally. All right, let's go with the chairs match. I don't think anybody.
So who do you think wins, Tony?
I like Buddy Murphy.
Okay, yeah, I say Buddy wins. Why not?
Yep.
We got the chairs match. Not sure very much people care about this match in general. We have Rey Mysterio, who hasn't really done much since he's returned, against Dick Hand, Randy Orton. Not much to say about him. He's ran kind of stale on SmackDown Live. He hasn't really done much since last year when his little feud with Jinder Mahal. Hasn't really done much since then.
He didn't do much then either.
Yeah. All right, chairs match. Dave, do you care about this match and who wins?
I do, because isn't this Ray's first singles match at a pay-per-view? Or I missed, do you face Nakamura in a singles match at a pay-per-view?
I think that, well, if you count the Crown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait. I'm glad to see Ray back in WWE, which, to me, it's good to see him, but all he is just another big name to have on SmackDown, and to me, it's not really an important match. And Orton, the same thing. It's not. They're both in a spot where it's like you're just fighting with your friends, or you're playing with your friends. And I'm sure they're friends outside. So I mean, that's really all it is. And it seems like it's not really much of anything. That's why Ray would fit perfectly on 205 Live. He's not doing nothing.
This feud kind of to me just was rushed together because they wanted to put another match on the card. And we haven't have a chairs match. All right, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio chairs match this Sunday night. All right, feud it up.
If you wanted to live in 2008, you just have to watch a Randy Orton feud. He was just feuding with Jeff Hardy. Now he's the Rey Mysterio. It's like 2008 all over again.
Right.
So what's next? Let's throw Triple H in there, and we're gonna have a triple threat match for the WWE title.
Batista. And then throw in Batista soon too.
Is Randy gonna hold Ray's mask and say Eddie's in hell?
Oh God, we've seen these two go at it years ago. I don't care for this match. Not even joking.
I do.
Around this time of year.
Speaking of which,
wow.
When we get to predictions, another match I got something to bring us as you bring that up.
All right, what about you, Alex? Your thoughts on this match? Anything? Care about this match at all?
I don't care. Maybe honestly, with a chair match, which is glorified no DQ, just make it a good no DQ, because that's what really it is, the type of match it is. If it's a brutal beatdown where it's actually worth saying ow, sure, but I really don't care. Sure. Randy retains.
Yeah, so if someone gets hit with a kendo stick, are they DQ'd? Because you didn't use a chair. Is it a chair on a pole?
My question for you guys: over or under 10 chairs in the ring?
Oh Lord, it's gonna be all around the ring like they have been doing it from Raw and SmackDown.
Well, they gotta throw it in the ring and pile it up. There's got to be a spot.
Randy Orton will do an RKO on a pile of chairs. Book it.
Bro,
all right.
I think Randy Orton gets kicked in the face with a 619 while holding a chair.
Tony, who do you
That's my prediction in the match right there.
I got Randy Orton winning. I think Randy Orton retains, and
I think Ray wins because Randy's the evil bad guy, so he's gonna get his comeuppance and lose.
Red Sox fan, if you don't like what we're talking about, then just fucking leave, bro. You don't have to sit here. All right, so we got the next match, what everybody's looking forward to. I know Alex was telling me before the show that this might be his favorite match of the night, which is the Mixed Match Challenge Finals. We got R-Truth and Carmella taking on Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox. Now, this is a pay-per-view worthy itself.
How the mighty have fallen from season one.
Nope. I'm going to try and justify it.
And don't forget, the winners of the match will be the 30th entrant of the Royal Rumble in their respective Royal Rumble matches.
For fuck's sake.
How do you? How? Go ahead, Alex. You said you're gonna fix it, so go ahead.
Well, we'll give. I guess I'll
I,
just start with my prediction, and just like by saying this, I think Truth and Carmella is gonna win, and I think with the at the Royal Rumble, I think they're gonna, since everyone's expecting Truth, they're gonna use that as a big surprise.
oh, okay. Look at you
I
pulling
think,
out the book.
like, you know, we've seen that before. Like someone gets knocked out, or Truth, like Truth. I don't know. Truth does something. Truth things and whatever, but then like they use it as a big surprise, and then that kind of ties in with how they're saying like,
here comes Batista.
Yeah, like, oh, we're waiting to do something big in January. We're gonna let it cool down for the holidays and then go crazy.
Yeah, I just don't know if that.
But yeah,
I don't know.
I have Truth and Carmella.
Kim both.
Yeah, I agree.
Suck for the women's Rumble, but yeah.
Oh,
I agree with you because we got to have two dance breaks in the row, both Rumbles. You got to have the dance break, so that's why you got to have them in it.
And also, it's the Royal Rumble. I get it. Like a lot of traditions have been changed since where we are in 2018 WWE, but the number 30 in Royal Rumble was always like just something like who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Like you had like all these great moments, like shit. Like since we're gonna talk about our top three, like honorable mentions, like John Cena returning at the Royal Rumble, like, and JR's going crazy, and the crowd's like on their feet, like that was great.
Yep. Now it's a joke.
And I get and I have on paper R-Truth is number 30.
Oh yeah.
I think we can all agree,
everybody.
You know, I think we can all agree on this. Once they start seeing these numbers come in for the Switch match, they changed it. They changed everything, and it's and like because go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just saying, like, and you have to wonder, like, you know, I think we talked about it before, but like, when they transition next year, like Fox, you know, I don't know if Fox is like taking notice, is like, hey, you're getting shit ratings. Like, I've seen what you can do. Like, I don't want you to do that on Fox on prime time.
Oh my god, I don't even think this will be a thing next year. Honestly, it was a fail this year. It was better last year, and then
this has nothing to do with it though.
It didn't help that a lot of people got hurt, and then they took people out of the matches, off the teams, and kind of just flip flopping members. It just from the beginning, it just was a shit show.
Yeah, because at one time you had
with Squirt,
Charlotte and AJ. And then everyone kept getting hurt. It started with Owens and Zayn. I think Zayn wasn't in it, but it started with Owens getting hurt.
And then the just started falling down. Strowman.
And the viewership wasn't good anyway. Because
honestly, guys, all this does, and look, yes, I agree. The injuries, it sucks. You can't anticipate that. You hope it doesn't happen. But what now it's revealing is that WWE's inability.
Yes, Red Sox fan.
It's WWE's inability to book multiple top people. Like, you really see like how they're struggling because they're trying to speed push Seth Rollins immediately back to a main eventer while he's feuding with Ambrose with that scripted /shoot quote.
Yeah, it's funny.
Promo.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But it shows like they focus on one or two people. Like I was telling Dave, like on SmackDown, like Shane McMahon is considered like on an equal level as your full times. Like, what does that tell you?
Adam Bomb just said Fox wants at least 3.3 ratings.
Good. No, that's what Raw.
That's very. I'm sorry, but that's very realistic. You don't need cable to watch it.
Damn, well, they better step up their game.
Raw from
even if they don't.
This year averages like usually was like 3.2 above.
Yeah, but even if they don't step up their game, which I'm sure they will, it's on broadcast TV, so you're still going to be able to get a lot better ratings than you can get on Raw. It's like just because.
I'm curious here before we move on, because I don't want to stay too much on this fucking mixed match challenge. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're touching on this like it's a fucking important match.
No,
I'm curious to know what the ratings are that first show on Fox.
Yeah, me too. I mean, straight up.
Because you gotta have
it's gonna be big.
That match, the first night, you're gonna probably throw in the fucking kitchen sink.
There's gonna be
I bet it was a draft. I bet we get a draft.
Hulk Hogan returns. Vince McMahon and Stone Cold. We're gonna get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like some kind of home. The Rock will be on there. Watch, he'll show up for that.
They're gonna bring in everybody to try. I mean, I'm just curious to see what that first rating is.
UFC cage match.
Dana White will be a special guest referee. We're gonna see everything.
Action.
Vince McMahon versus Shane in a street fight. I mean, we're gonna get everything.
McMahon at ringside.
Triple H.
There we go. Oh man, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, they're gonna. I would not be surprised if that's the day the draft is announced for next year.
Vince McMahon Monday night. We'll touch on that a little bit later. As y'all know, Vince McMahon will be on Raw Monday night.
And that'll also be the night Stephanie gets moved to SmackDown. Watch.
Silver Black, you're hilarious. I'm calling it right now. 2.8 rating on the first SmackDown on Fox show. Oh man, I would think it's going to be a little bit higher. Than
I would not be surprised.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I was going to say I would not be, and it's very data. It's very doable because it's it's on broadcast freaking TV. I mean, look how the ratings NFL gets.
So when WWE hyped up their Raw 1000 show, they did a 3.9. Moving to Fox, you really don't think they're gonna go all out and just phone in?
Yeah, imagine that.
Contract on The Rock will fight Batista for.
Imagine if that Raw 1000 would have been like on Fox. Think of the ratings they would have pulled in for that show.
Talk about a clusterfuck that was, man. Jesus.
Hogan's gonna open up.
I said Raw, not SmackDown.
No, I'm just saying that
episode,
Taker, man.
Goldust is gonna rise.
Yeah, they did.
NWO, the Wolfpack, Steen's gonna fall through the rafters. We're gonna see everything.
You know what would be interesting? It won't happen because, man, if they can bring in some guys like they want to bring in, they're talking, man. If that ends up happening, this show, I know we're talking about Fox now. It's like a year away, but just imagine what they're probably going to do next year. You'll probably see everyone who's on Raw right now that I hate is going to be on SmackDown next year. I mean, they're going to get all their big stars are going to be on there.
I mean, it's going to be crazy too because it's like and then you have to remember NXT is going to go to FS1. Like, imagine if they did their FS1 debut as a takeover.
Oh yeah, HBK going to open the show and get Tombstone again. Red Sox fan, fuck you. All right. So let's move on to the next
FS1 takeover,
which is AKA Vince Russo match. We got a guitar match, AKA a ladder match, with a guitar hanging from the rafters. And if you grab the object first, you can use it as a weapon, everybody. Even though the ladder is a more lethal weapon than a guitar. That is what Bobby Lashley and Elias will be fighting for this Sunday night.
No logic, Tony. Don't use logic.
Jesus Lord.
Speaking of matches I don't care about. I'm more interested in Ray and Orton than I am this one.
We'll just go through predictions real quick. Dave, what do you got? Who do you have winning this match?
Probably Lashley.
With the help of with Leo Rush, or do you think just kind of cleanly?
I don't think it's gonna be clean, but yeah.
All right. What about you, Alex?
Elias. And I just have to say, since we're towards the end of the year, I think the award for Dud of the Year is Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah.
But have you heard of it? I'm sorry, guys. I gave this the chance with him and Leo. He's bending over and spanking his ass.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I
cried, dude.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you. And in 2 weeks we'll have our wrestling awards show. So I hope you guys will tune in then. And I think he came in with the most hype, thinking, oh man, what's gonna happen with Lashley? And like you said, now he's bending over, smacking his ass.
I don't know. I think. Just really quick, I think you can go someone else besides Lashley because Nakamura.
Oh, yeah.
Nakamura
he won the Rumble, and then then everything else was just downhill.
Yeah. But I still say Nakamura's guy shit, but I still say there's been pretty bad.
Adam Bomb's mentioning Finn Balor. Oh my goodness gracious. Well,
yeah. Well, that's true because at least Nakamura co-main evented WrestleMania.
Nakamura can say he was one of the main title matches at Mania. I mean,
Yeah.
Balor
Won the Royal Rumble
Balor
as
can
well.
say he was the Universal Champion, and unfortunately,
Yeah, but I just mean like all the hype behind Nakamura, people wanting him to come to the main roster, and then we actually won the Rumble, and then we were saying biggest disappointments, and to me it was Nakamura because you thought he was possibly going to win the title, and then he never did.
You guys, you're supposed to wait for the award show. Hello.
I know, but we're just saying. Jesus. I didn't say he was going to be my disappointment. I'm just saying as a possibility.
We've had 3 weeks of really bad Raws. Damn it.
I understand. I feel you guys. No, I understand. Oh, well, Danny says Rusev still. Yeah, he's another guy that's kind of just hanging there doing nothing. I can see that. But when you have no potential for someone, it's kind of hard to be disappointed when you just feel like
no potential.
There's nothing for Rusev that, you know.
You mean direction?
Yeah, direction, I should say. Yes, that's probably the better word for it. So I agree with you on that. All right, let's move on to the next match. Because I know everybody's looking forward to this match since they stole the
What were we just talking about?
Wait.
Oh, the ladder match.
Yeah.
Right.
Ruby Riott will be taking on Natalya in a tables match. We know we always endorse tables match here. It seems like this feud's been going on for fucking forever. So hopefully it ends after Sunday night because Ruby Riott, one of the most talented women in the women's division, should be going after that women's title, in my opinion, not in
good luck
feud against Natalya. Dave, your thoughts on this tables match and who do you have winning?
Natalya, obviously. The way they're doing the storyline, Natalya's winning. Even if it means Sasha and Bayley gonna help her somehow with the other two Riot Squad, probably. But yeah, because if they are gonna go anywhere with Natty and Ronda, they have to do something. And this whole playing with her dad and all that, they're gonna have Natalya win just because of all that. Because what would be the sense of doing all that just to have her go through the table with her dad's face on it? I mean, that's a little extreme.
Now, Alex kind of put a little booking thing on his Twitter, which I found kind of interesting, and I think it could happen. Let's see if he mentions it when he makes his prediction. Who do you have winning, Alex?
I don't even remember what I wrote, honestly.
I believe you wrote,
and I quote,
Natty will have trouble, I think, throwing Ruby through the table.
I was making a joke because she bought, she did it on Sarah Logan at a house show. And
right.
Break.
And you were saying that she will have trouble throwing her through the table because of Anvil's picture on the table. Something along the lines of that.
I was
like, wow, you know what? That could possibly happen.
I was saying that WWE could write something so stupid and cheesy, like Natty can't break her father's image.
Yeah.
I'm a baby face. I can't do this.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening, man.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else where it's like, there's going to be a voice. Daddy, it's me.
No. Or they're gonna...
Honestly, guys, what do you guys... We'll get the predictions, but, what do you guys think of everyone freaking out about using this as a storyline? We just got out for Roman
Red
Reigns
Sox fan is one of them that he does not like the way they're doing this storyline because they're mentioning his father.
Natty.
How great would it be if Ruby Riott came out with the Anvil beard on? That would be even better. With the sunglasses, dressed up like Anvil. I mean, they're gonna.
She comes out. Screw that music. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, but Natty's even said that this has been somewhat of therapy for her. So it's like,
okay. Hey, if it
she was an interview, it's helping her. Saying if she cries or whatever, that's what she's doing. She can do it out there, and people can go on the journey. It goes
back to even just a few weeks where everyone's like, "Oh, why are they using Roman Reigns' leukemia?" I'm like, we never got any news, but I'm like, if Roman is clearing it, yes. Well, yes. Well, I agree. It's not WWE.
That's a little different to me.
WWE has done this in the past with really grimy storylines. It's just one of those.
Yeah,
they're going to keep doing it. Vince said anything to get them to react.
Yeah, but to me that's a little different. I mean, you're using yes, I get it's her dad and she's giving permission because he passed away, but you're using cancer, something that people struggle with every day.
No, like
and
I said,
you're using that.
I'm not just
Yeah.
no. I'm saying like I'm not saying like I agree with it, but what I'm saying is that it kind of goes back to like everyone rages when they do this and they do it again, and then they just like let go of it, and then it's back and forth.
Was it okay when the big boss man dragged the Big Show's his dead dad's casket across the cemetery?
Oh my god!
Remember
that? No, it wasn't okay.
Terrible.
I was confused because I thought his dad was Andre. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
No, that was WCW show.
I know, but back then you're like, everyone thought his dad was Andre because they kept acting like his dad was Andre the Giant. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was messed up. I was watching. I was like, man, how can he do that? I remember watching that.
That was hilarious. I mean,
as a teenager, I'm like sitting there, like, how can you do that? He's riding on the coffin. It's like, how can you be doing this crap?
He was fucking surfing, man, on that casket.
Hey, that's not even the worst Big Boss Man has done. He fed Al Snow his own freaking dog.
That is true. Wasn't it Pedro? Was his dog named Pedro or something?
Pepper. I was
Pepper.
They had a satanic figure hang a man in WrestleMania in front of 50,000 people. They committed murder on live TV.
That's true. They even tried to embalm Stone Cold on an episode of Raw one night.
Remember when they did that stuff to Viscera? What about Viscera when they actually did it to him and he
they took a Midian and made him naked. They did some shit.
Yeah, that was the worst thing they've ever done. Midian. That was the worst. That was the most appalling.
That was some interesting times back then,
top moments, but we're talking about some bad moments too.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, we just went off topic. Sorry about that, everybody. Back to TLC.
We're shooting the shit.
Yeah, definitely shooting the shit. We're all over the place tonight. I'm sorry, Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre was canceled. So let's jump to the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match. No stipulation, no gimmick match here. It's just straight up triple threat match. Got the
it should be a no DQ at least.
New Day versus the Usos. I would assume it's triple threat rules where will be no disqualification. Who do you have coming out? And it's crazy. I saw, I think WWE come out with like the most title reigns as tag team champions. And the Bar have already been 5-time tag team champions. That's crazy. And they just they just became a tag team last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the year before then.
No,
when Foley was GM, because Foley had them doing that best of 7 series.
Been 5-time tag team champions.
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Wow.
That is pretty crazy, man. That's quite a run as tag team partners.
I'm still mad about that because best of 7 series, they're tied up. Oh, we're not going to do another match. We're just going to have you guys become a tag team. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they've had a pretty good run as a tag team. 5 title reigns so far.
They need to break up, though. Seriously.
Who do you have winning the SmackDown Live Tag Team title match?
So dumb this is not a ladder match, but
yeah, they would steal the show.
Usos, whatever.
The Usos, okay. Dave?
Anyone but the New Day. Because I don't want to go through that.
Zero. I absolutely agree with you, Speeds. The revival, man. Jesus Lord. Talk about shooting the shit. I mean,
get ready for the pre-show.
Talk about one of the most fucking disrespectful tag. They're just being disrespected. Losing to the Lucha. They haven't been taken serious since they moved up to the main roster. They haven't even smelled a bit of success.
I would love if the Revival were just the tag team like for gatekeepers of NXT. Like just keep them on NXT. Fuck you! Can you imagine the Revival versus Undisputed? Like they're not doing anything on Raw. You ruined them.
They have, and this is a legit tag team, folks. Like this is team that they just brought together.
You booked Lucha House Rules. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, it's be different if it was with a random tag team, but again, with the tag team of the talent of the Revival just getting shitted on like that on a nightly basis is just disrespectful, man. I don't.
had an
I don't
It's Vince
understand.
McMahon. That's who's doing it.
Exactly.
Awesome
They had one
match.
serious shot against McIntyre, and the match was fantastic. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with you.
No,
And
they got screwed over because they were supposed to be getting tag title shots, and what happened to them? Yes, they did get a rematch a week later or whatever, but they were in line to become champions, or at least get a good run at the B team, and then all of a sudden they get knocked out of the match, and then it's Ziggler and McIntyre, your new tag champ. That's really what ruined everything. I mean, it seems like there was something coming,
Drew
and then
McIntyre to blame, everybody. Drew McIntyre's to blame.
I would say Vince because
Oh,
Vince.
of course it's
Wow.
Vince. I mean, without a doubt, it's Vince McMahon. What about you, Dave? Who do you have walking out as the tag team champions?
I'll say the Bar keeps the title somehow. I think the Big Show helps them keep the belts because they're playing up this. Oh, they're fighting. They're no longer a team no more. I think Big Show will show up.
Oh my God! And then it'll be
And
the
help 'em
Bar
win.
taking on who next? I mean,
The
Jesus,
New
the tag
Day.
team
The New
division
Day.
is so damn slim on SmackDown. It's ridiculous. Is it gonna? We're gonna see the same feud again. I bet. This time it's gonna be
They could do something interesting and have like Sanity come out there and destroy all three teams, and then there's the no contest.
Keep dreaming,
Then-
Dave. Keep dreaming.
I would not be surprised because remember we had that New Day and Usos match, and here comes the Bludgeon Brothers, just destroys both teams.
Yeah, speaking of the Bludgeon, when is Rowan supposed to be back? Any news on him? Is he out for a while, Alex? Do you know?
What about Harper?
What did he
Yes,
have
I
again?
saw that, Adam Bomb. I'm not happy, so just shut up, all right?
What did he have? A torn bicep?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a few months. I don't know how long that. I forgot how long ago that happened.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been out of action, especially, and Harper hasn't been seen since too, as well. So
Kind of sucks too, because don't get me wrong, the gimmick is shit. It was spoiler in my honorable mention for worst gimmick of the year for the awards, like the Bludgeon Brothers, but you know like their in ring work, like they were like an actual believable monster team, like towards the end, and then they got injured.
Yeah, wasn't that on SmackDown 1000 when the New Day won the titles from them?
Yeah,
and
I think that was it.
Yeah, so that's how long he's been out since SmackDown
came in here
1000.
and said Mark Haskins to ROH.
Yep.
Who's that?
I don't know much about him, Alex. Why don't you guys give us a little bit of information on him and then we'll continue with the TLC. Sorry, we were just all over the place, guys. We apologize for this. This is really shooting the shit tonight. Jeez.
Yeah, Mark Haskins, like he's one of the British guys. He's been really prominent, at least from what I've seen from him, in like in Progress. He's been in there for like a good amount of years. He's been on PWG as well. I think he even did a stint at Impact back in the day.
Oh, did he? He sounds.
Yeah.
It's probably in a different name. I'm guessing in Impact.
Yeah, I know that.
So I'd probably recognize him.
I know that WWE was trying to get him for NXT UK, but I guess
I've seen something where Tucker is done with NXT UK now.
Yeah. Yeah, NXT just did some recent releases, and we'll touch on that here in a little bit. Oh, wow, look at the mods getting into action. Appreciate that, mods. All right, moving on to WWE TLC, we have everybody's match that I think a lot of people are also looking forward to. Nia Jax taking on Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship match. I think we all remember their first bout together a couple of months ago. Pretty solid match between the two. They're reliving this match again at TLC. No gimmick involved. Dave, who do you have walking out the winner? And do you think this match will be better than their first one?
I don't really care about this match, honestly. I would be surprised if Ronda goes out there and beats her in like 30 seconds at armbar, honestly, because they keep playing this up. And when you said no gimmicks, I'm sorry, Chris Candido popped in my head, but that's another story. But yeah, I think Ronda wins, obviously, and then she beats Nia Jax by to face her again at the Rumble. Who knows? Honestly, this is the match I least care about in this whole show.
Damn. All right. So tell us how you really feel, Dave. All right, next. Alex, what about you? Oh, shit. Okay, gotcha. The real question is, how fucked up will Ronda's eye makeup be? Yeah, that's another. Oh my God. Her eye makeup is. Sometimes it's hard for me to, when she's doing promos and they got that zoom in on her face, and all you can see is the fucking bright red and yellow peacock looking fucking
did
eye
someone
makeup that
walk
she
in
has.
on her? Did someone walk it scare her when she was putting her makeup
It
on?
looks like
It's like,
someone
what the heck?
walked in there and just into a straw of makeup into her face. It's like,
Yeah, I want to know. Here's my question: who told her? Yeah, that looks good. That's what I want to know.
oh, jeez, Lord.
I
What about
mean,
Alex? You think this match will be better than the first one?
Oh wait, before Alex answers, the over under on after the match, he runs over and kisses her husband.
sure, over. Why not?
You can see like every pay per view she does that. It's like okay.
Oh God. What about you, Alex? Better than the first match, and who walks out the winner? I know it's a silly question to ask that one, but what's your thoughts?
It'll be a better match if Rousey taps out Nia in like 30 seconds.
Damn,
So,
you don't even want a match. You just want it to be a pretty much like a squash. Just Ronda go out there and dominating.
I mean, I'm kind of not really. I'm kind of over Nia. Just no, she really.
Do you think they'd kind of drop the ball with her with this whole heat over her for punching Becky and
No, not so much. I think she's done a good job drawing heat and taking advantage of this real life incident. But I think like since like the whole WrestleMania journey, like with just coming in like she's playing the bullied storyline, and then then wish-washed, and then she's a heel, and then she's a face. Like that's fine for like your big shows and your Kane who are barely there, but like this is supposed to be one of your full times. It's like I don't even know what when you like drop a promo, and then when she starts screaming "mine" like she got possessed by 5 demons, like I just don't care for it. But
I think it's her really getting mad that was past week, like we talked about on a Tuesday show, that the crowd is starting to just not give a shit about it. They weren't reacting to her at all.
That's the thing. Like, Kate, I'm fine with the heat part, but if you're getting like not really much of a and the fact that you have to yell to
God, that yelling, dude. What is the yelling? What is that for? Like, what does that do?
I think she's just mad.
Not intimidating at all. Yeah, she's no Awesome Kong. I'll give you that. Like
no way.
And people, Jax versus Becky Lynch. I get it. There's a storyline, but it's WrestleMania. You in. Do you really want to see on paper Becky versus Nia Rumble match or a one-off that you at like EC or Fastlane before WrestleMania? Because honestly, how much do you care?
Just have her throw out the Rumble. There you go. That's all that's her revenge. Getting her eliminated out of the Royal Rumble.
Like,
we don't need a goddamn match.
Good? Like when Becky comes out, she's gonna beat down Nia with a chair, get her revenge, and then go on to win the Rumble. Boom.
Yeah, but what's one thing we always hear from every wrestler saying, no matter what we get, is John Cena has said this tons, that no matter what, if you're booing or cheering me, at least you're doing something. With Nia, they weren't doing anything. So that could be like, that could cause the end of her career right there. If you're not getting no reaction at all. Yeah. Well, let's move on to something better.
He did that. He does that.
Yeah, he still got tribute, brother. He still got, we told everyone, we've said this before, if you don't like Roman Reigns, don't cheer for him because you're booing him, that's still getting him a reaction. And they're not doing nothing.
Yeah, that's the definition of just not no one giving a shit about you at all. Nia Jax, it looked like something was on the up and coming for her, and it just seems like she kind of ruined it herself, not so much WWE.
I think it's the crowd, because the crowd was just seeing like, okay, we're the one making this bigger than it actually has to be. If we just stop, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what I'm interested to see in this match. And that's it, the crowd reaction to Nia Jax. If it's the same hit was on Monday, then
that's for sure. Let's see what else. The Bliss match at Mania was brutal. Yes, it was. That's my title shriek. The other night was bad. And DX says, "Let's move on. No one cares for this match." Okay. All right. So next we have
so many more matches.
Let's go with Seth Rollins taking on
another match that no one cares about.
In a also non-gimmick match, but it is also for the Intercontinental Championship. These two guys are feuding over Dean Ambrose, turning his back on Seth Rollins after they won the Raw Tag Team titles. Seems like Dean Ambrose's heel turn has not really gone the way at least I thought it would be. I don't want to say it's bad, but it's bad when Corbin gets more heat than you. And Corbin, I told Dave on Tuesday night show, to me, Corbin right now has to be one of your top heels in WWE. Seeing the crowd reaction he gets on a weekly basis, but we'll continue on that when we touch on that match. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, IC title match. Alex, who do you got? And don't forget, this is Ambrose's first singles match since his injury last year, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, other than the house shows and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I've got Dean, and I think Renee gets involved.
What? Yeah, right. You know what? If it was a ladder match, I could see it. Like maybe she pushes the ladder over when Rollins is climbing up. I could see that, but
look, Tony, you have to think. Imagine an actual heel Renee and Dean, like actually, like it would actually give that extra push for Dean.
Imagine
Bonnie
this.
And Clyde, or what's that Woody Harrelson killer movie, and I forgot what it was called.
But Natural Born Killers.
Yes, Natural Born Killers type of vibe to it. That's fucking awesome. If you want to get Dean this crazy heel thing.
Or have Seth about to be snapping and going to do something really bad, and Renee says, "Please don't do it, Seth." And then he turns, and then he gets nailed.
You want to go to the Stephanie McMahon Vince with Hunter, and then she
you do something like that. Please don't. And then
and then Corey's like, "I knew it."
Yeah. Yeah. You would now. I just wonder if they did go that route with her turning heel and helping Ambrose win, if they would keep her on commentary. I hope they would, because it'd be entertaining to hear her call an Ambrose match while he's wrestling. See how she.
Would you turn her into his manager then?
I don't know if she could. I don't know.
No,
I think you just.
The one thing I'll give Dean is that the intensity's there. He's
What's up, sweet one? Welcome to the show.
He is trying, but the writing has just been terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, the foreshadowing's on the wall when she made that one comment. What happens between a husband and wife behind closed doors is no one else's business. So, I mean, the writing's there. That's something going on. She's involved in some of this or something. So we got to do something with it.
And I do agree with Speeds in the chat room that he said he wishes that this match was a TLC match. And to me, I'm actually surprised that it didn't make this with the feud and how deep it is with him mentioning Reigns and his cancer and stuff. You would think this would be some type of tables or ladders or chairs match, something along the lines of what the pay-per-view is. But no, it's just a straight up singles
and
match.
Especially if the rumors are true that Seth's going on to face Brock, you'd have to imagine tomorrow's kind of the one-off,
Yeah,
after that, they kind of move on. So why not?
I hope so.
Well, here's a little spoiler alert, everybody, and I don't mean to break anyone's hearts. WWE is having a live event here next month, and one of the matches booked is Seth Rollins taking on Dean Ambrose.
Oh, there's a little something new for you.
And Seth Rollins is the champ, so that's just it's never. It could change. They do these all the time. So
you could easily
card subject to change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you could easily do it the other way, and it's Dean Ambrose as champion.
Bro. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. I know we've been kind of all over the place tonight, so we appreciate everybody's patience with us. Again, we're Get the Tables podcast. We're live every Tuesdays and Saturdays. We do appreciate everybody's support. If you haven't already, jump over to the YouTube and drop a subscribe over there as well. We'd really appreciate that as well if you can do that. If you haven't already, follow here. We'd appreciate that even more. The Super Hearts are always very, very welcomes, and we thank you very much for the people that drop those Super Hearts for us. If not, just sitting here talking with us and interacting with us is always the best too, and hitting those hearts on the screen. We appreciate everyone joining us tonight, and thank you guys for joining us on your Saturday night. All right, Dave.
Yes, my thoughts on this, I don't give a shit at all about this match either, because we've seen it. And the reason it's not getting as much as a heel turn is because when it was reversed and it was Rollins was the WWE champion. It was a main focal storyline. And now all of a sudden, because I did mention this a few weeks ago, that why do you have Rollins not involved in the main event storyline? And that's basically the whole Corbin thing. And then this past week, he finally comes out and starts being involved in it, which is weird.
Because
out of nowhere.
They had to fast track with like all the shit happening, so they had to just immediately be like, all of a sudden, I'm the leader of the locker room. The commentary, Seth Rollins is speaking for the locker room.
Thanks, Lala in LA. Appreciate those super hearts. Really, thank you very, very much for those.
If you want.
It's just been a bad year for WWE. Not just storylines and bookings and stuff like that. Just they've had the probably worst year with injuries and all types of crazy shit that's happened. When you lose top guys like Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman and Dean Ambrose for a good amount of time, it's gonna hurt your product. And
it's been a great year for wrestling everywhere else.
Right, and with the Roman Reigns thing, and which I thought was silly, a columnist came out with blaming Roman Reigns for the ratings falling, and I was like, in a way it's true because
that's still pinned on my page right there.
Reigns brought in the ratings somewhat, but now it seems like they're kind of they don't know what to do. They're just kind of throwing things here and there out there for us on Raw to where.
But Tony, that's what I'm saying.
It's been a shit show.
These injuries have shown that, like, who do they have when they can draw when, like, their Roman Reigns is out? You know
what's funny? I find funny about that comment though. Before all that, there was people out there blaming Roman Reigns for the bad ratings.
Right.
And now they're all blaming him for the bad ratings because he's hurt or because he's dealing with this illness. That's what I find really interesting.
It's horrible because. I get it where we've said it on our show that, since Roman Reigns has, been off Raw has been hurting pretty badly. And it's not just Roman Reigns. You've had the other injuries along the way, with, yes, everybody has their own opinion on her, but Alexa Bliss to like we said, Dean Ambrose to Braun Strowman. The list goes on guys that have just had nicks and injuries and who haven't been able to wrestle. But to me, Roman Reigns, the timing of him being out really hurt them because, we already had it set up to where Reigns was going to probably main event WrestleMania. And then, boom, he gets caught with cancer again and he has to stop wrestling and he's gone.
I agree. I do agree that the injuries, it's been terrible for them, but also you have to admit, like from what I also, you can't give W just like the hook with that. Like they also have to put in good creative thought into the current talent they do have, the healthy talent. Okay. Yeah. Here's the reality. Our top guy's out that we push. Braun is out. Brock comes part-time. We need stuff in between. Who do we have? Okay, yeah, let's just put them in let's just have them face each other for five Raws straight. And then
I was having a interesting conversation with Speeds earlier from Speeds and the Benchmark, and he made a good point. And I was listening to I'm sure if people are fans of him, but Bruce Pitchford and Conrad had their podcast was about Rock Bottom, the pay-per-view years ago.
Yeah.
And they even mentioned right now there's no compelling storylines. There's no storylines that fans like us.
Well, to be fair, outside of the Becky, the women's division and on SmackDown, everything else has been shit.
Exactly. And it seems like, back in the day, there was just storylines left and right, not only with the main title, but with every title, there was compelling storylines. Right now, you said Becky Lynch, and at one point it was Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and they just don't know what to do with them. It just seems like they're stuck.
It's the people they have now.
That should have been the hottest feud on Raw, and it just feels so mid-card.
Yeah, but it was like 5 years ago or however long ago it was.
If you're going to do this again, give it a reason. Give it something that's like, okay, like, He's saying like the Shield have to atone for their sins, like they committed genocide when they were together. They put people through tables. That's it. They were bad guys, and now he's a bad guy. So like that's not like a good.
To me, even that to me isn't compelling because they're just redoing the same storyline they did with Rollins in reverse. And to me, and I agree with what Tony said about the picture show because I mean there is nothing different. I mean back then also they had that was what 98 rock bottom. Yeah. So that was also during the height of the Attitude Era and the height of the Monday Night Wars. So I mean they had competition to worry about if they were going to still be in business in a year.
At that year it was like every segment you had to be like, I can't get up from this chair. I need to watch. Yeah. Something new is going on. The match,
right? You were turning back and forth.
Here's a prime example, and it goes both ways. Both the talent need to step up their game right now, and so does WWE. It goes both ways. But here's a huge example: Rollins Open fucking Challenge. They announced it early in the day. Red Sox fans, shut up. They announced it early in the day. Rollins is doing an open challenge. Who's it going to be? It's all over Twitter. It's on Facebook. Who's Rollins going to do? Instagram, all this. They hyped it up on Raw. They hyped it up all day. We get to the match, and it's fucking Dolph Ziggler. Like, what? What a fucking...
And I said it Wednesday. How is it that on the main roster they're doing that, yet on NXT... Who's Ricochet's open challenge? Wait, Tyler Breeze? Wait, what? That's something new. That's something fresh. Like, I don't understand.
And yes, we're all over the place, Red Sox fan, and that's why it's shooting the shit Saturday.
Can you imagine? No, do you remember that pay-per-view? Because I do. And how it ended, people would have, if it was happening today, that still would have pissed people off. Because how they did it. Yeah. It was a screw job finish. And so, spoiler alert, Rock won. But, I mean, Vince basically joined the corporation. And it would be the same thing if something like that happened today, And it has. They have done stuff like that recently. But, people would hate that. If it was done in a Twitterverse like we're in now where social media is so big on everything, half the stuff that happened in WCW, even WE, a lot of it, people would be bitching and moaning about.
Right. Don't give us a match that we're going to get a week before the pay-per-view. I as much as we enjoyed the match we got on Raw, was it needed? I don't think so. Unless we're not obviously going to probably get one of the matches at TLC, so they're saying, "Oh, we're going to give it to you on Monday."
I don't mind that.
I feel there's no anticipation.
At the end of the day, we're gonna sit there and we'll enjoy it in the moment, like for the in-ring.
Yeah,
For the long term, like, where does it go? Where do we go from here? Like,
right?
What am I going?
Hey, what you had Mustafa, Speed makes a good point. You had Mustafa Ali challenge Daniel Bryan, right? Why couldn't they have him answer the open challenge?
Yeah, but you could have. But you also had this happen during the Attitude Era if you still want to call it Attitude Era before, because RVD got popped for doing some stupid stuff and got pulled over and arrested or whatever it was. And so they did the main event of WrestleMania, like on that one Raw episode, where it was a triple threat match that ended up being Cena and I think Edge of that year. And also, when Triple H did his little WrestleMania match, WrestleMania 2000, where he beat his opponents, and then it ended up being like a 5-pack challenge. So they've done their big matches way before just the last few years on Monday Night Raws. So they've done it before to get a good rating or something backstage happen.
I know.
So they've done this before. It's not like it's a new thing.
Yeah, but
I feel like certain things on a certain scale, like you gotta save that out of us, the traditionalists.
Sorry, Adam. We will move on now. We have to talk about.
No, I love this. I love this shit.
All right, so
what are we talking about again?
Raw Women's Championship. Let's move on to.
I think Dean wins.
Okay, Dean. Oh, Alex, who did you say again?
Dean.
Okay, I'm going to say Seth Rollins retains the title.
I wonder who Texas Kid picks.
Right, and it'll probably be a 5-star match, too. I'm not watching the basketball game. Jesus Christ. Why do y'all think I'm watching the basketball game? The game was over like 20 minutes ago. We got Braun Strowman taking on Baron Corbin. I have this match I had this match at the main event, but the speculation going around of Strowman not being able to wrestle, possibly, I'm going to change mine to the TLC women's match to be the main event.
I still think it's
you're crazy.
my match.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not.
So we're going Braun Strowman Corbin. It's supposed to be a tables, ladders, and chairs match. If Strowman wins, he gets his match at Royal Rumble against Brock Lesnar. And also Corbin will be stripped of all of his power on Raw. But if Corbin wins, he will become the full-time general manager of Raw. So we're going to predict this match this match is going to happen. So we'll go with you first, Alex. What is your prediction of the outcome of this match? Mind you, Vince McMahon is supposed to be on Raw with a huge announcement on Monday Night Raw.
Corbin, you're fired.
Yeah, I really feel like they're going to do something stupid like Vince just fires Baron on Raw. That's it. Yeah, I have Braun winning if he is cleared. I think they're going to probably just keep it quick though.
Oh yeah.
I think that's another reason why they gave away a full TLC match on Raw with Seth and Baron in case Braun and Baron can't do a full match, so they could still say they gave that experience.
Right. Okay. I can feel you on that. What about you, Dave? Who do you have coming out on top if this match actually does happen?
I think it's going to happen. It's a lot of people won't get this reference, but I think it's going to be a lot like Ultimate Warrior and Honky Tonk Man. That's what I think it's going to be a lot like. If people remember when Warrior just came down there, Honky Tonk Man's undefeated and just squashed him.
Or like when Ultimate Warrior faced Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that Honky Tonk Man Warrior one was a little bit more bigger.
It was just a straight squat. It was just boom.
Yeah, it was bad, though, because when you think about that, he was the longest reigning Intercontinental. Holy shit, Michael Buffer is old. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a squash, and the big announcement is probably going to be he gets fired tomorrow. Or we're going to shake things up again because we're moving to SmackDown's moving to Fox. Maybe that's the big announcement.
Corbin wins, but he gets fired by Vince anyway. That bitch Stephanie will come back. Yeah.
No, he's going to. I think, Tony, I agree with you what you were saying on Twitter. I think you put out yesterday, the other day, whenever it was, when you said that, or maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was somebody else, but said if they come out, when Vince comes out and they're singing his song, it was just like people are going to be. It's just stupid because everyone's bitching online
I said that.
about how. Okay, yeah. Everyone's. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, people do it all the time. Like, like we've gone through these periods where there's been a shit show and, everyone goes on Twitter blaming Vince. And I'm one of them. But if you're going to blame Vince, don't just, start, saying, the boss is on Raw.
Oh, he's going to get a huge pop on Monday. He's going to get a huge pop.
If he gets
then they're just, singing a song.
Monday, if he does get booed on Monday, that would be great.
Yeah, Adam Awesome says Laurinaitis won his match but got fired by Vince. That's the same way Laurinaitis went down. Yeah, that's definitely a way that Vince will take over Raw and fire Stephanie and Corbin.
John Cena's going to come out tomorrow.
John Cena for the new GM. How about that? Bumble.
He's too busy.
No, John.
His movie's coming out.
He's wrapped up. No, actually, he's wrapped up everything. So now
I know, but it's coming out next week.
All right, we'll move. We're going to talk about this and then move on to the next match. If John Cena was the GM of Raw, do you think that would help with the ratings?
Yes.
No.
I think it would help better than the 2 point whatever they're drawing now.
I would love. I'm not going to lie. John Cena as the general manager is a little bit intriguing.
You don't have to. Where you're taking up current talent, but you keep him on to keep you some form of entertainment.
Come on, it's going to turn into that. It's going to turn into that where it's like, someone's going to take out John Cena, so he's going to challenge the GM to a match.
Well, I'm sure eventually it'll happen.
Why not? Just have him just do it till WrestleMania season. He does his WrestleMania match, and then
he's bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think that's the best use of his role because that's what he is right now. He's pretty much full-blown Rock.
Yeah, he even said that he's not. Don't know if he's really when he comes back. He's not going to be wrestling.
Apparently, Bumblebee is actually getting pretty good reviews. So
yeah, doesn't that come out next week? So yeah, he'd be busy doing press. So yeah.
So he's got his career.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, we got what? 2 matches left, everybody.
Oh my
Yeah, we've been talking about this card way too long because we've just been all over the place again, and we apologize. But it's been fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining us
Welcome
again.
to your.
Could Vince
Welcome.
make
Thank
this
you.
a get GM? That's a possibility. That's as well. That's another
No,
possible
please.
selection that he could choose. But let's go with
Bring back Mick Foley.
the co-main event. We got Daniel Bryan
Oh my
taking on
God!
AJ
What the
Styles
fuck?
for the
Tony,
SmackDown Live
Tony.
WWE Championship. Yes.
AJ Styles is not main event a pay-per-view.
But
Come
he's not
on.
going to tomorrow night. Why would he invade? Tomorrow is going to be either the women's match because then they're going to be. This is
should
the
not be
first
anything-
ever TLC
No,
women's
it should-
main event.
But it's also the best storyline. And
That is true. That is
So
the best
that's why it
storyline
should
going
be
right
there.
now.
I'd
And
still say it's the main event. I'm sorry.
So- and it's no gimmick involved. It's a straight singles match. Does Daniel Bryan kick AJ Styles in the balls again and win? Alex, who do you have coming out on top?
another match that should have been a ladder match. But yeah.
No, not Daniel. No, please no.
Oh yeah.
I don't want him to get hurt. No. We'll do something stupid probably. No.
I have Bryan retaining, but I do think he's gonna do some nut shots.
And what's crazy, I was not to go off Kelter here. I'm gonna still get Dave's prediction. They showed 2 years ago, like the most extreme move done at TLC, and I forgot when he did his little is it 450 off the rope? Is that what it's called? When
AJ?
Yeah.
he did a 450 off the rope outside of the ring onto the table on
Yep.
Dean Ambrose. I was like,
I remember
wow.
that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I was impressed to see that. I totally forgot about that match. All right,
That's
Dave.
when he won the title for the first time.
Who do you got?
Well, I mean, these are two really good. This is gonna be a fun match if they're given enough time.
Fickle.
Yeah, fickle. AJ Styles, yeah, right. Daniel Bryan's gonna win. In the main event of TLC, he's gonna be AJ Styles. He's gonna make him tap out because he's gonna mess his leg up so bad AJ has no choice but to tap out.
Will we see a vegan ball shot? I like that. That's funny. Now, here's a question from Speeds. He says, more intriguing question. What's next for Styles? Now, we all know his contract is coming up at the end of January. There's already been speculation that they're already working on a new contract, and
AJ's resigning,
and that all he wants is kind of less dates on his schedule. So I'm pretty sure AJ Styles isn't going anywhere. I think WWE wants to keep him, and they're going to do everything in their power to keep him.
Whether we've been a fan of his booking as he was as a champion, he still did get what is it, the longest WWE, whatever, one of the longest reigns.
Right, and I don't see him going anywhere. But what do you think would be next for him? Quick answer here, Alex. What do you think would be next for AJ Styles?
Honestly,
yeah.
Lie to us.
I think they move him to Raw.
Okay, I could see that. All right. What about you, Dave?
Raw needs someone.
That's for AJ. I really hope, and this is just me personally, I want to see it before we move this guy to 205 Live. I want to see Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles so bad. Give me that at WrestleMania, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, that would be good too.
But see, here's the thing, and Spees asks, who would he feud with though? Do you think Styles would be jumped into another title picture, or do you think he'll just be jumped into a regular feud for a couple of months until maybe he gets another title shot as maybe a mid-card title?
What if you put I know this is, again, you could easily do it, but what if you took AJ and put him in a tag team with, say, a Rey Mysterio, you make them win the tag titles or something? Why not?
No.
AJ's beyond that.
AJ to Raw, possible Rollins feud?
No, Rollins will be good in SmackDown about next year, I bet. Watch.
I do think AJ's going into WrestleMania in a non-title match, so it'll just be like a feud. So you'd have to imagine a heel. That's why I feel like on Raw, something fresh there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be Nakamura to see what this whole fresh announcement is going to be by Vince McMahon tomorrow night. All right, main event of
We just talked about the main event.
I'm sorry, Alex. Did we get your prediction? I don't think we did. Who do you have winning?
No, I went with Brian.
You have with Brian. And, you said there will possibly be multiple nut shots as well. All right, main event. We got Becky Lynch, the champ, the man, taking on Charlotte Flair, the Woo, and Asuka, the former undefeated champion on NXT. In a tables, ladders, and chairs match, this was originally just a singles match. Asuka was entered into the match a couple of weeks ago. Has a lot of people predicting and speculating that Asuka will win the title, seeing that there's rumors of Becky Lynch taking on Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. The only way that could happen and start the way that happening is her dropping the title and moving on to the Royal Rumble itself to win it all and to call out Ronda Rousey after she wins it. We'll go with you first, Alex. One of your favorites is in this match, Asuka. Do you see her walking out as a SmackDown Live Women's Champion? Meaning, none of these women will look weak because none of them will get pinned, so it's very possible Asuka could win. What is your thoughts on this, Alex?
I mean, two of my favorites are in that match.
Oh yes, Becky Lynch, excuse me, as well.
Actually, so I think Charlotte wins, but this is why I thought about it, because like you said, we most likely think Becky's gonna go face Rousey, but that would mean Becky's gonna go to Raw. Like Rousey's not going to SmackDown for WrestleMania.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I think so, and I think you leave SmackDown kind of open. Like, who do you have on SmackDown after that? There's a big gap between Charlotte and anyone else. Like, the closest thing for a WrestleMania match is I could see them doing a Charlotte Asuka round 2, because we've read already rumors this week that Vince has been so surprised with Asuka's reaction and sees money in like selling her mask and stuff.
I don't understand how he's just now seeing that shit. Like, what the fuck has he been watching?
But yeah, I have Charlotte. He now just realizes that Asuka's still over. But yeah,
right.
I have Charlotte winning.
Wow. Okay, Charlotte winning the ladders and chairs and tables match. Dave, what about you?
I don't want to hurt myself when Asuka doesn't lose. Doesn't win.
No, you said there's no way, but I think there is a way that Ronda could end up on SmackDown. Definitely, because Fox wants her on SmackDown. I
think that'll be closer to the move. I don't think like going into the WrestleMania. I think they may do it after WrestleMania, but I think going into WrestleMania, they're gonna probably keep certain set stars the same.
Right, I agree with you.
I'm hoping Asuka wins, but I could definitely see. Yeah.
I would not fight again if Asuka wins. I will not.
I mean, neither. I'm just saying. I hope Asuka wins, but I think Becky's probably going to keep the title because it would keep her kind of momentum going still. Where hey, instead of just having her drop the title all of a sudden, even if she did go on to win the Rumble and go to Raw, but I just think it would make more sense to have Becky, keep the title, because then you're like, oh, she just lost the title, so it'd make no sense. But yeah, I could definitely see what you guys are saying. Or if she does lose the title, it's not like she really lost the match.
Right.
So that's why it would make most sense.
The next match the next pay-per-view is the Royal Rumble. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she gets her rematch as well if she does lose. I have Charlotte. I think Charlotte.
I think Becky wins this match, keeps her title in the opening contest of TLC.
Adam Baum writes, Asuka wins, loses the title at Royal Rumble to Charlotte.
No!
Which leads to Becky challenging Rousey and Charlotte to a winner-takes-all triple threat at WrestleMania.
No, they're not going to do that.
So Asuka is a transitional champion and just loses to Charlotte. That's the rubber match.
Now, Speeds put an interesting comment in here, a question too. How bad will wrestling Twitter lose their shit if Becky loses and then doesn't win the Rumble?
A riot.
Oh my god! You know what? I want to see Becky. I want that scenario to play out where she challenges Rousey and all that stuff because it makes absolute sense. But I actually kind of want to see that happen as well because Twitter. Oh my God, those Becky Lynch over fucking. Oh my God, the ones that call her Steve Austin, they would fucking blow a gasket. I would love to see that happen. That would be
And
crazy.
then on the other side of it, all the Becky Lynch haters right now would be so happy.
Yep, and they'll be like, "We told you so." She ain't
She
the
sucks. She
man.
took a
She
yep,
gets
all
done.
yeah, she took the flavor of the month. They're gonna be all over the
Oh
little
yeah, so
show saying,
get
"Oh, Becky Lynch
ready for it.
sucks."
Oh, it's gonna be a
And
fucking war. I want it. I want it.
and this is
You
why
know,
we can't have nice things.
and then when she wins, they're gonna say, "Oh, she's still the flavor of the month.
Well,
That
Dave,
doesn't count."
this is why
Oh
we
my
can't. This is why wrestling fans can't have nice things. They find
Oh
a way to
my
fuck it up.
gosh. I want to see it happen because oh man, it would be a true war on Twitter between Becky Lynch haters and Becky Lynch lovers. Oh my gosh.
Bitch
Woo.
slaps everywhere.
All right, so that's our wrap up. We've talked about this pay-per-view.
And that's the show.
Yeah, and that's it, everybody. Thank you for
Like to give
joining.
a shout out. Don't forget to retweet.
Yeah, well, I'm just kidding, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. I know we talked way too long, but we just kind of went all over the place.
Yeah, we took it lax tonight. A lot of people stayed in, so thank you guys.
Yeah. All right.
None of that time.
All right. One more question about the pay-per-view, and then we'll end it right here with some more wrestling news. Match of the night. What match do you think will be the match of the night? We'll go with you first, Dave.
Well, if you're doing TLC, it would probably have to be the TLC match.
You think the women's will be the match of the night? Okay, all right.
Well, if you don't want to go that route, if I'm going just straight wrestling and no gimmicks, really,
just because it's a gimmick match does not mean it will be a great match.
Yeah, but they have more opportunity to do whatever they can. I mean, I know a lot of,
and it's Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair point. All right. So,
but you know what? I would say
out of there.
I know the Rollins fans are going to hate this, but I'm going to pick Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
Okay. All right. What about you, Alex?
TLC match.
No, take it out. Take it out of the equation.
Oh, here. Then yeah, I'll go AJ Bryan.
Really? All right. Adam Bomb put Murphy and Alexander, which I could see. I'm gonna go with one thing. I think a lot of people probably don't really care for this match. Probably don't want to even see this. I think the triple threat SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match.
I'm sure it'll be good too. Yeah.
Will be.
I thought you were gonna go
probably, like. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fun.
Will be a fun match
if it gets enough time.
Yeah, that is very true. All right, so here we go, everybody. WWE planning something big for January of 2019. This is when we get to the dirt sheets, everybody. Everybody's favorite part of the show. Bryan Alvarez revealed on the most recent edition of Wrestling Observer that he has been told by an insider, WWE source, that there are plans to turn around the company's declining ratings, especially their flagship broadcast, Monday Night Raw. There is a real concern within the company that they need to do more given Roman Reigns is out battling illness, John Cena is winding down, and their Saudi deal is under fierce criticism. The word is that there will be something big happening in January, or at least something that will get people tuning in again. Alvarez didn't elaborate much more beyond that, but did tell listeners to not get their hopes up too much.
Tony, we already know what it is. Come on, this is obvious. We
Corbin's
just heard about
fired.
No, we just heard about it this week. Ric Flair is returning.
Oh, yeah, he's cleared.
God. Yeah, Bryan Alvarez is a twat. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of Bryan Alvarez. DX says the Balor and Drew match is still on the website. Well, it could be, and they could have
card subject to change.
McIntyre do something. Yeah, so we'll see. That's what I read on here. Again, it's a dirt sheet, so they could be wrong. So
Drew McIntyre, it'll be Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre now.
And Balor was found to have a ruptured spleen.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so if you could think of one big thing to happen in 2019, Alex, that would get you more interested in Raw, what in the hell could it be?
Oh, damn, I think I think definitely some more call-ups, but I think an actual stable, like an actual established stable, not this three heels or friends, Drew McIntyre, Braun, and Dolph, like an actual stable to do like a bit of a takeover feel to it.
DX real quick in the chat wants to know who we would
But
have
that would
in the Drew McIntyre and Balor. I think all three of us would pick McIntyre, correct?
nope.
You have Balor.
Yeah, the Demon King is going to come out and he's going to beat Drew McIntyre because the Demon King is undefeated.
I think the Demon is going to come out and then Drew's going to beat Balor. You're going to realize they've given up on Balor as a big guy.
Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for end of the year awards. Tony, I have a good source on this that he's going to pick Balor for the 2019 Wrestler of the Year.
Oh man, Balor! I'm sorry, Finn Balor. I need to write Finn Balor a nice Twitter message because I totally jinxed his 2018, and
Tony is the reason.
Yeah. Oh my God! Remember the first week after WrestleMania? Oh, I was like all on him. No homo. Like I was just like, this guy. This might be his run, his time, and then he. Yeah,
and I said it from since last year, and he's fucked.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll touch on him on another time because I want to know what's the big thing that could happen to get you tuned into Raw. I remember.
What would you guys want?
I remember. What would you guys want? Here, I was going to mention. I remember a couple of years ago when a couple of guys from NXT came in and destroyed wrestlers on Raw, left the ring in madness, and they ended up becoming the fucking core.
No, the Nexus.
The Nexus, which was the fucking worst name ever.
And then Daniel Bryan got fired for choking out Justin Roberts.
Remember, back then, the actual talent from Nexus, they were green and ended up being shit.
Look at them now.
NXT now, when you bring someone like that, and if you actually give them that badass booking that Nexus had gotten initially, you could have something there.
That's true. It's just very interesting to see what they do. Could it be Hulk Hogan? I'm not sure that's something that would get people to tune in every night. That might just bring in more criticism to the WWE.
Oh God, Hogan leads the NXT brand. It would
oh my God,
wrestling Twitter would
future stars.
Like who could I know we've all.
I know Tony's gonna say the Street Profits.
Hey man. You want to bring some eyes to Raw? Put Street Profits in
that tag division, let's look at this in let's look at this in a world changing. Let's say let's all of us pick one person that could come in, whether it's inside WWE now or out, that would make you. Oh, I'm going to start tuning this every week.
Look, listen, this is it. This is it right now. You want to bring eyes. You want to get that buzz. The only fucking way they'll do that, and excuse me my language tonight, it's if you get the elite to show up on Raw.
You really look at the options. If they had actually gotten the elite, that would definitely just be like, wait, what?
That's it. And
I wouldn't know how long it would last, but it would definitely pull WWE out of this.
Exactly. If the elite showed up, you got Hangman, you got even Marty with them, you have. Not Kenny, obviously, but you have Cody, and you have the Young Bucks show up on Raw. I don't see how that would.
And it's been a while. I used to remember summer for WWE as your big hot storyline. This is gonna be hey, I know a lot of people aren't fans of Punk, but the summer of Punk was still in the beginning before they fucked it up. It was fun.
Is that the only guy though? Is that really? He's the only guy out there, and I'm not a Punk fan at all, but I think he is really the only guy out there that fans would be. Yeah,
that's a good one. Punk.
I mean that would definitely get people watching again. Wait.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of names that if you said, "Hey, he's showing up on Raw," that you're gonna make sure you don't miss that episode. The Elite one, CM Punk is probably one. I don't think the Elite bring in that many more viewers. Casuals don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, but CM Punk.
I got it.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Triple H refereeing.
Don't spoil Tony.
It's a Hell in a Cell. but there's also an Inferno match with a sledgehammer
And
at the
Kane's
top.
the special timekeeper.
No, Kane is just controlling the fire.
He's pushing the button.
Be careful, Alex. Alex, you got to be careful there, though. You don't want to spoil Tony's match of the year. We already know what it is.
Oh, God. Cody turned down a WWE deal, and All Elite Wrestling is looking like it's ready to be announced. I can see that. I do see All Elite happening very soon. Now, who else could be a guy that you could bring in? I don't see anyone else that you could bring in other than the couple of names that we named. And fans will just bitch about how WWE will ruin the Elite. Yep.
Yeah.
And then people would bitch about if you start going back to your past again because there's been rumors of Batista returning. So if that happens, I mean, people would be.
That's why now more than ever. That's why now more than ever. In the meanwhile, while you're trying to get that big storyline, you need to start building more people. Like you need to get not this 50-50 bullshit you do with people so you keep them, you get them hot for a few weeks, maybe some months, and then you just cool them down immensely. And it's do I even buy you as believable?
Yeah, because look what they did with John Cena. I mean, look
what
at
they do with Valor.
Yeah, but I'm saying with John Cena, they only used him and only booked him, and everyone kept saying they're not making any new stars. They're just letting Cena beat everyone, Cena. Then they've done the same thing with Roman Reigns, and now look, they're scrambling because they don't have no other big star that they've built up enough to take like they used to. We're not seeing that anymore. We're not seeing the other stars getting built up like they were. We're not seeing when they did.
Hogan had some issues. Just pull up Bret Hart. Bret Hart had some issues. Roddy Piper. Macho Man.
Exactly. They built so many guys.
You had someone that could literally just go into that next step, and you're like,
Diesel, Shawn Michaels. You had all those guys that were getting elevated to be top guys.
If you put Balor in a match in a ring with Brock Lesnar with the way his booking would be, I'd be like, oh, good God. Daniel Bryan, I had faith in. But Balor, the way he gets booked, no.
What you think Brock would help with ratings?
What he doesn't help. Well, now he does, but he only shows up once in a while. I mean, Wrestling Weekly.
Every now and then showed up on Raw. Maybe have a match a couple of times.
I'd imagine that's probably one of WWE solutions.
They have Brock have a match.
We heard you. We are tired of our champion not always be on. So Brock will either have to do this or forfeit the title, and that's a way to get Brock more. And I don't know. But
the guy who brings in the biggest push for the ratings on Raw right now, Roman. Yeah, I mean that's a fair point right now. You can't really disagree with that because when Roman was the champ,
I mean Roman was the champ.
The issues weren't happening.
So that's not fair either because they were happening. They were having bad ratings when Roman was there.
Record low ratings,
and that's also because Tony. That's also because Roman was involved in all the main that's the most creative thought, intriguing,
Googs, wrestling is a fake sport. Let's see you try out for wrestling and see how long
I'm so glad that you came on to our show at 11
we appreciate
PM.
Appreciate that.
Say that.
What? Do your business, y'all. Now see here's the thing too also when Roman returns ratings will return. I can see that.
Oh my God,
hey, people keep go ahead.
I was gonna say no. If they announced that, or Roman does a surprise in the next Raw, that's gonna be huge.
You know what I hate? People keep saying I see online a lot is Roman will return. He'll be back in the Rumble when it be at WrestleMania. Yeah, so you keep seeing all that stuff.
What are they thinking?
I mean, he's he might not ever wrestle again, and people think this is he's gonna wrestle again. Go for it, Alex. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying you have to understand this is just the beginning for what Roman's going to have to go through now that he has to.
Exactly. There's different transitions of the chemotherapy that he goes through.
Well, yeah, and cancer as a whole is not just the cancer itself.
Right.
It's chemotherapy that comes with it. It's the after effects. It's the rehabilitation. It's getting back to that strength and getting clear from the doctor's side, from WWE. It's a whole process. So in terms of people saying there's a time window for Roman to come back, which they're talking is months. No, induction treatment, alone, that'll take him at least 2 months from there. Then you have to do follow-ups, all that. That alone is 2000.
Now, since you are a doctor, Mr. Dr. Alex, Is there a good? I know we've seen guys come back and battle cancer and return to the football field and stuff like that. Do you think there's a legit shot Roman Reigns can actually come back?
Yeah, I think coming back is still possible. When I don't, I think people shouldn't even be looking at 2019 to see Roman back as a competing. I think as far as 2000, as early as 2020.
So he's going to be out for a good amount of time.
Well, like I said, we talked about, like, it's the whole process with all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
And exactly. My son battled leukemia, and it's no joke. It's a very tough battle, not only for the patient but the family. And he's in for he's already been through this, so he kind of knows what he's going through. But second time around, I've heard it's always the worst.
And you have to also account, like, the emotional impact. Like, yes, he's handling it strong on camera, saying, he's going to fight this. I believe he is going to, but, that still has an impact on you,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's a lot.
All right, so let's move. Hey, what's up, BJ? How you doing? Let's move on.
It's not 5 months.
Damn, again. It's over. So now we'll just knock them out again.
We got Red Sox fan already bitching. So here we go. The Rock, rumor killer regarding The Rock working WrestleMania. Remember we touched on Rock being rumored to being at WrestleMania, maybe because of the whole illness with Roman Reigns. There was even rumors of him maybe facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania at one point. He might ever return as a wrestler and maybe as a GM or manager. Yeah, that's very true as well. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has updated fans on The Rock with The Rock's reported involvement in WrestleMania 35. Excuse me, everyone's favorite Dave Meltzer. There was speculation prior to Roman Reigns' leukemia diagnosis that the People's Champ was slotted to win the upcoming 2019 Royal Rumble and face Reigns on the greatest stage of them all. Meltzer reports the following about that plan. This doesn't sound believable, but I checked on it, and it's not true at all. So there you go. Don't expect The Rock at WrestleMania or even at the Royal Rumble.
If The Rock wins the Royal Rumble, people will be pissed.
Yes.
Rock versus Brock.
Well, Red Sox fan said that he would love to see that at WrestleMania.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's a money draw match. It's Hollywood versus UFC, pretty much, to the mainstream. So
yeah, that's true.
For a wrestling fan, it's like
The Rock is another guy that could bring ratings to Raw. But will never, ever, ever happen because to me, The Rock.
Why would he risk it?
Why would he's too good for Raw.
Why would he risk it? No, and this is the truth. Like, why would he risk his movie
career for money?
He does like 6 movies, makes 3 times more than he would get as a contract in the WWE.
Right.
Yeah, and he's already scheduled to be shooting.
I think he's like getting
Shazam.
A year. He's like
no. Go ahead.
The new Fast and Furious, like 75 or something.
He's the highest grossing like right now. I'm pretty sure still. So why would he want to risk?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to. Yeah, I agree, and I think he's supposed to start. Oh, I know you're finished. Sorry.
No. That's what I was saying.
Okay, yeah, I know he's supposed to schedule shoot Black Adam like the end of 2019 or 2020. So yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely. But you know what's funny? I would not be. It is very unlikely this will happen. Would it be interesting? Some people would bitch about it. Yes, but you know what else is funny to me? Dave Meltzer reporting this because it was Dave Meltzer in the Observer who reported. It's the gospel, everyone, that Daniel Bryan is seen as a mid-card, lower-level guy right now, not seen as a top guy. Same people said
Dave Meltzer's been wrong on a lot of things, so
I know that
you take him with a grain of salt.
I think the fact that Brock gave Daniel so much in that match, when Brock doesn't want to work, Brock doesn't work. But
it's weird.
when he actually like likes the guy and like he actually sees it, like that shows you, like he gave it to AJ, he gave it to Bryan. So that shows you WWE sees, like they do see their value in Bryan.
And I think everybody was saying more as a GM, as the people's GM.
Oh, I mean that would be nice, but I don't know if his movie schedule is probably gonna be busy.
A lot of his decisions and him being on Raw will be all be.
So you're saying we're gonna have a satellite?
Yeah, I'm working on this movie right now, but on tonight's Raw we're getting Daniel Bryan.
You four fighting in the ring. Stop it. You poor
Yeah.
jabronis are going to be a tag match if you smell what the Rock's cooking.
Yeah, there's no way he'd have time to go and see him. I mean, yeah, there's no way. Because he's doing like 50 movies a year. He has a TV show.
You know what? They want to do something big. Sign Get the Tables to write their shit.
That was funny, man. Yeah, imagine The Rock
It was
just show
funny
up
that
via satellite every on Monday Night Raw. That would be great. If you're so mad, he just pops up on the. That would be God.
He's just like in space, like looking the Earth.
Like even Jacobs was defending it too, so yeah, it was interesting.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
It's hard to write 3 hours of TV.
remember what I'm reading, everybody. It's all dirt sheet shit. So please don't think we believe this or
We're
this
not
is
taking this
true.
seriously. We're
This is just
having fun with it.
just talking about it. We all read rumors and all the news and stuff. It's just fun, and none of this should be taken serious.
It makes you just say like, oh, what if, or I
Yeah,
wonder.
it gets some topics going. So here's another thing that we can believe it or not. WWE is reportedly interested in a former ROH champion, Dalton Castle. WWE is reportedly interested in signing another current Ring of Honor star, according to everyone's favorite Dave Meltzer.
This is funny.
This time, company officials have their eyes on Dalton Castle, and apparently their interest goes back to 2017.
Are they interested in the boys?
What about Rock versus Bryan? It could work. It could work. I just don't see it ever happening. I would rather see that than Brock. I don't know. That's another day on that.
Did they bring the boys too, Tony?
That has not been. They didn't touch on that. They just said that there were a number of rumors that the two sides were very close to reaching a deal, but Castle decided to stay with Ring of Honor.
Dave, have Dalton. Yeah, you just see it now. Just have Dalton Castle versus Jinder Mahal with the boys versus the Singh brothers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, if they brought him in, they would totally.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say this. Who wants Dalton Castle? I'm sorry. He's not bad.
Brought that up.
It's just like Dave said. Like I see what he can do, and you see him doing in WWE. He's a guy with a mustache.
Does Dalton Castle read WWE main event material?
He doesn't read WWE material at all. To me,
he doesn't read Ring of Honor main event material.
Yeah, but to me, the closest to Dalton Castle that you got in WWE is Tyler Breeze. That's the closest they would ever go to a Dalton Castle.
Also, Adam Bomb puts completely related. SCU apparently finished up with ROH tonight.
Yeah, they closed off Final Battle. That's Frankie Kazarian, Daniels, and Scorpio.
Yeah, I was on I was looking on ROH's Twitter. Is Daniels retiring, or is he just leaving ROH? Because it looks like they were making it seem like he's done.
I think he's
done with ROH. Okay,
yeah, because I know that
50 years old, retired, dude.
SCU's been on the Elite, and I know Frankie Kazarian's with Cody, and they opened up that cigar brand. So they're really close with each other. So I think Daniels, I don't know if he'll be like a match booker on All Elite Wrestling. Maybe they're bringing him on. That would be something if you really want to make this its own federate company.
Oh my gosh, interesting there. Dalton Castle. All right. WWE releases NXT superstar Nick Miller. WWE has reportedly released NXT superstar Nick Miller, one half of the tag team known as the Mighty. Remember when everybody was making fun of the Street Profits and saying they suck and the Mighty's better? And,
they are better.
This crap. Well, look, karma is a bitch, everybody.
Hey, whoa. You can actually read the article.
Nick Miller did not get fired. He asked to be released.
No, he was fired by the WWE.
No, he did not. He asked to be released.
Look at this biased journalism here.
If the Street Profits get released, it's because they got fired.
If they get released, it would be the worst decision WWE has ever made in their history.
Impact.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like he wanted to stay.
Street Profits versus LAX.
Yeah. Hey. All right. Yeah.
It could have happened already.
Lucha Brothers or whatever.
It's the same thing. They got sippy cups. They got Patron shots. Whatever.
Hey, Hey, or so you're basically saying LAX is a ripoff of Street Profits. I got you. I feel you. News has been
Oh,
confirmed.
Oh my God,
whoa.
What?
Dave with the crime time.
What?
No, you're the same. You're just leaving there like he was fired. I mean, he
No,
said he wanted.
I'm finishing up with the article. It says that he left due to personal reasons.
Yeah, he
He joined.
wanted to become a dad. Became a dad.
Yeah, he wanted to be closer to his family.
So,
And
do
he
you think
works right
that
there
he'll
in
be
Germany.
back with the WWE soon?
They said the door will always be open. They both had left him with good terms, and WE said he can come back anytime if he wants to, but he wanted to be home with his family.
Yeah,
Or close by
you
at
have
least.
to wonder what he wants now that he's a dad, I guess, So maybe, and the independence, especially in Australia, has been blowing up. Maybe he wants to just, like Dave said, be able to be close with his family, but work his schedule because the indie scene's so big there, and he is still, while he wasn't booked the best with as the Mighty, he's still a WWE name that just came off.
Yeah. Maybe we should stop letting Tony read the news.
Oh, come on, man. I'm just reading what I got in front of me, man. That's all I'm saying.
I guess Shane Thorne goes to 205. Who knows?
Yeah, I could see him going to 205 Live.
I mean, he's good in the ring. It's just, like I said, yeah, he has no. Is he still going to just be an evil Australian with a trench coat on 205 with Buddy Murphy?
Maybe he can join the Forgotten Sons.
Probably just joins Buddy.
The Forgotten Sons.
Yeah, he could join the Forgotten Sons.
I don't know if that could work out, but that'd be interesting.
Sounds like Forgotten Sons is a all-American based type of.
Oh yeah, like a biker gang.
Because they're like they're
okay.
veterans. Like two of them are actual veterans.
And they're just forgotten
stuff. Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. I went on the this website to get the Impact results because I don't remember everything that happened on the show. Because we're also going to touch on Impact Wrestling.
Trevor Lee lost.
Yeah, I don't remember that about Trevor Lee losing because I don't remember that happening. Just saying. But it was a very interesting show on Impact. We're not going to go over everything, but there were some tidbits added. We got Gail Kim. Highlights. We got Gail Kim added as a special guest referee for the Tessa and Taya match. They're really, really, really teasing this Gail Kim possibly match against Tessa Blanchard down the line.
I want to see it.
I'm not a big Gail Kim gal. I know she's great. I'm not a big fan of Gail Kim. There you go. But I'm sure it'll be a good match. We also have the field for the X division now set.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel too much about this.
I don't like it at all.
We got,
wait, so who's in the X division again?
The only thing that matters is Desmond Xavier isn't. So that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, we got Trey Miguel. One of the Christ brothers. I can't think of his name, the first name of it.
Is it the one that likes to do the cutter?
Chris Christ.
Is that the one that wants to do the
Jay Chris. Why do I keep calling him Christ? Jesus. Rich Swan. I always call him Christ. Like I don't know why I always do that. It's just a bad habit. I just got to work on that. We got Ethan Page and Rich Swan and Trey Miguel. So,
what do you guys think of Ethan Page?
He's not Adam Page.
He's kind of there.
I don't mind him too much, but yeah, he is just kind of there. He's just kind of there.
Raise your hand if you wanted or you thought that Evan Bourne was going to win that match, or Matt Sydal, whatever his name is.
I'll raise my hand that I thought
I did too.
I'll raise my hand to say that we would see better competitors in this match.
Yeah, I thought we would have been 4.
Thanks, Mike Drop. I appreciate that, man.
Why would you not have Desmond Xavier in this match, or even in a qualifying match?
Why wouldn't you have Trevor Lee in this fucking match?
Yeah, I agree with that. Because, I agree with that too. But I'm just saying, why would you only have the limit to 4 guys? And you got one of your biggest stars who won the X Cup, the little X Cup crap thing they did. It was stupid, but he won it, and he's not even getting an X Division title shot for this. He should be their champion.
I agree with you on that. Anything else you want to touch on Impact as a whole? Highlights, dislikes?
I thought Brian Cage and Moose was pretty good.
Yeah, and it seems like we're getting a little bit more I don't want to say friction, but Conan getting a little bit more heated
Yeah,
with
and
this
that match
rivalry.
was good too. I mean, Phoenix and one of the LAX guys, Ortiz maybe, or whatever
It
the
was
guy's
Ortiz.
name
It
is.
was Ortiz.
Okay,
That
yeah,
was a
that was a
really
good
good match.
match too.
Which match was canceled? It's speculation. We'll just say that now. Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre is the speculated match that has been canceled from the TLC match or TLC pay per view because of Finn Balor's illness. What about you, Alex? Any thoughts of Impact this past Thursday night? Getting
Uh,
ready for Homecoming coming up in a few weeks.
I didn't watch this week's Impact. I watched NXT and
How
205.
how dare you not watch Impact Wrestling? Thank you,
Well, if you
Feast.
want to get,
Appreciate that, man. Hope to see you
well,
tomorrow night.
Alex, if you want to get caught up on everything Impact of 2018, the next 2 weeks are going to be the best of 2018.
There you
Oh
go,
wow!
everybody. Yeah, they're just mailing it in. There you go. They're mailing it in until next year. So that makes
I don't know
sense.
how they're going to do their, what is it, the third? Is that a Thursday? How they're going to do it that week? Because I don't think they have any shows, so I don't know how they're going to be taping, or because they're going to be out of tapes, I think, out of film for matches. So it's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
interesting.
Adam Bond said apparently the match live between Moose and Brian Cage was sloppy at the taping. So a lot of editing, I'm guessing.
I wasn't there at the taping, so I don't know.
Well, how dare you not be there, Dave? You should be there live every night. Oh, nice sweater. How about this? There you go. Just to add to the Christmas sweater. Too much lady wrestling. I'm not sure what the hell that means.
Really? Oh yeah, because Jordan, whatever her name is.
On Impact, is that what he means? On Impact, too
Yeah,
much
I
wrestling,
guess.
women wrestling on
I don't know
Impact.
why. I like women's wrestling, so and they
So
made a
Jordan,
big.
not my
Yeah,
my thing is, why would you tease Gail Kim so much against Tessa Blanchard when you have a talent like Jordan Grace that could
because
easily have
don't
a
want to
really
do
good
that
match
right
with
now.
Tessa?
Yeah, you want to save that though. You
Yeah,
don't want to give
Yeah.
it away right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I know you want to see it, but fucking
Yeah,
Gail
hell
Kim's
yeah.
retired, man. We don't need to see her in the
Okay.
ring anymore.
Yeah, we see Kurt Angle still wrestling though.
Oh, the match between Ortiz and Phoenix he was talking about. That was a sloppy match at the
See, I
taping.
thought it was. It's okay. Really quick, this is a sidebar. Alex will agree with me on this. When you do moves like that and you wrestle like that, you're gonna have some mess up spots. Not everything's gonna be crisp and perfect. Not Christ, but it's not gonna be perfect. So you're gonna have those sometime a botch move when you're like Phoenix flies all over the place. Will you agree, Alex?
yeah.
Can I
See, there you
spoil
go.
something? Adam Bomb, go ahead. You can go ahead and spoil something. As long as it's not really crazy or dramatic, go ahead and tell everybody what you have to say. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. If you haven't already, jump over to the YouTube and hit that subscribe button. We will be doing a live giveaway next week, everybody. I hope you are
You
ready.
know,
It's our Christmas
Tony.
giveaway.
Honestly, I don't care about that match either for the women's title. I'd much rather. I mean, who cares about Tyra versus Tessa? I would rather. Honestly, if you're gonna give me Gail Kim, why not just give me the match at Homecoming? Who cares
I
about
feel you on that. I can
that?
understand that. And then at Homecoming, also we'll get Brian Cage taking on Johnny Impact. So that should be a pretty good match as well.
And
So
also, they added Ali versus Kara Hogan.
I'm not really feeling this new Alley character,
Uh,
but
I
I'll
like
give
it.
it some more time. I'll give it some more time. Um, to get to some
So,
heartbreaking news, I know, especially from Alex's side.
huh?
How about this? I was going to touch on NXT. What
So
did you
that's
think of?
heartbreaking news.
Oh, well, yeah, because there's an injury we have to touch on.
Oh,
Oh
Anything
yeah.
from Impact Wrestling other than what we got from the matches we mentioned that you want to mention before we move on to NXT?
we do know it's gonna. Oh, we did see. I don't know what relevance this really had, but I mean, we seen Drake go to the asylum to and have a little powwow with Raven and tell him to watch the match and all that because he's going to destroy the hardcore stuff or whatever. But yeah, and also kudos to Impact because they were up, the ratings were up, so good for them.
Yeah, there you go. They're doing good things over there, so you just got to give them a chance. Well, it's for a storyline that'll feature Jordan Grace. Save it. Don't spoil it. Save it. Save it. Save it. All right. So some sad news. The gospel writer himself, Dave Meltzer, noted on a most recent edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio that Dakota Kai, excuse me. Why did I call her Kai Dakota? Wow. Where am I? Wow, it's late. Dakota Kai had an MRI on Monday, and the results are not looking great. It is believed she has a torn ACL, which is a long road to recovery. She will no doubt be out of the ring for at least 6 to 9 months. And it's pretty sad because it seemed like she was getting a nice little push. She's currently kind of feuding with the NXT 4 horsewomen at the moment with Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Marina Shafir. But yeah, she will be out till probably 2020, Alex?
I mean, it's usually like six to 9 months. So probably by like next Royal Rumble or something like that.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, it does suck. I mean, like you said, like she was like starting to get a good momentum, at least like being featured more. She was getting more over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's crazy because her best friend is actually Tegan Knox, who just blew out her whole knee. So they're both like shelved out with knee.
I hope she gets signed. I mean, after going through all that, I hope they just give her a contract. I don't know if they did or not. I haven't heard it. But
she's signed. She's signed.
It's just crazy.
She deserved
the
it.
amount of injuries the WWE has stacked up.
You know
the
what's
last couple of months. It's insane.
This is interesting because Arn Anderson a few years ago, when they were getting injuries a few years back too, he said, well, man, all these wrestlers are getting injured. And he said he thinks the reason is because they're not working enough. Because back before, those guys would never get injured. They worked like 7 days a week. And he thinks it's the lack of how much people work now is really people getting injured because their
but then
body.
You have to also remember, Dave, those same guys 20 years later have debilitating, like Dynamite Kid is like in the last of his years, like for a long time, like suffering.
Yeah, I understand that, but I was going by what he was saying. He was just saying that a lot of guys, they worked more, so their bodies were used to the ring. Yeah, but I agree with you saying people had a lot of debilitating injuries now, but I'm just going, it's just, I guess you can look at it either way, but people say WE isn't safe, so who knows? Or they are more safer, but yeah, and you look at everything going on, and they got so many injuries. When people were saying New Japan.
Yeah, that's just some pretty sad news there. So don't expect to see her in any kind of main event picture anytime soon. Yeah, look at Hogan. He's a prime example too. Yeah, he's not in good shape as well. Look at his back, how many surgeries he's had and stuff like that. All right, NXT. Touch on that just a little bit. Some highlights out of NXT. We'll go with Alex first. What did you think of NXT? And what are some of the highlights? I know we had Ricochet take on Tyler Breeze in kind of the North American Open Challenge. What were your thoughts of the match and NXT as a whole?
Well, like I said, I read the tapings already, so I knew that Tyler Breeze was coming up. Surprise. Like we said, we were complaining about how Raw Seth's Open Challenge was Dolph Ziggler again, and at least with this, it was something fresh, just something fun. Yeah, we knew Ricochet was obviously winning, but it was just fun to see Tyler Breeze again, see what he could do if they're actually using him. So I enjoyed it. It was fun. The rest of NXT was, it did what it had to do, but I'm excited for next week. The cage match, that and Black, especially for those who don't know the spoilers, like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the cage match is next week, so that should be a dandy of an NXT next week. And EC3, what are your thoughts of him and his current feud? Like, I don't want to say with Undisputed, but
I think he's getting called up.
Go ahead.
I think he's getting called up by the Rumble, so this is just a feud time killer.
Oh, okay, all right. What about you, Dave? What did you think of NXT?
I thought it was okay.
The North American title match.
Yeah, going there. I mean, I think it was really cool because how long have we been talking about this, Tony, that we're like, why don't you take some of the – me and Alex talked about this before the show too, but Why don't you take some of these guys who won't even be used and put them down in NXT? Let them do, because you see all these live event stuff happen where these guys will show up back home at NXT. They'll pop in for a special live event appearance, and then last night that was so cool. The reaction Breeze got to hear that music again because it's been all Breezango lately, and you haven't really heard that music in a while, really. At least I haven't. I haven't seen one of his matches on main event, but. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really cool to see Breeze out there, even though obviously Ricochet was going to win. So it was a nice little cool thing to do. But I mean, it was cool. And also Mia Yim, I mean, got to see her. It was Vanessa Bourne, I believe. And yeah, I mean, it was an interesting show. And also the Mighty were wrestling
in their last match.
Yeah, so there's that. I mean, yeah, so I mean, NXT was okay, but this is one thing I hate about NXT right now, is after you do a takeover, it's pretty, it's almost not worth watching, because you're just doing the start of your tapings and just getting out of that takeover. It almost takes a month to get back in the groove, and then we're going to be doing this again in a little over a month, so it takes you out of that groove.
Yeah.
Well, because it just...
definitely worth tuning into.
Yeah, I'm sure the cage match, I'm sure that'll be good. And then they're teasing... I don't know why, but heavy machinery. It seems
like you don't like the Worm, Dave?
The construction workers.
I mean, yeah, they're teasing that. Wasn't that the Undisputed Era or whatever?
Yeah,
they're chasing off.
Looks like they'll be getting a tag title match as well. So look for that in the future as well. I don't know. I just think it's
stakes and weights.
The transition feud to whoever's next in line. Maybe the Street Profits. Who know?
Oh, please.
So let's get to the last topic of the night.
Which no 205 Live?
Well, what were your thoughts on 205 Live real quick? Because we've been going long. I want to get to the last topic of the night.
Okay, yeah.
We hit we've already been going live for 2 hours, so.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a good... Me and Alex were both tweeting. We both thought it was really good. And Alex, I tweeted him to stay out of my head because we kept tweeting the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look, it's 7:45. Show's over. Right on the dot. But yeah, for once, they gave us a good opening match. So, yeah, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that first. What was it? Buddy Murphy and, who was it? Metalik? He found the first. Oh, yeah, it was Metalik, I believe. So, yeah, that was good. Even the main event was really good. And they announced next week is going to be a tag team street fight. I think that's what they said.
Oh, what's that? Some noise, background noise. But yeah, that should be. I think it's Mike Kanellis. Is it Perkins?
No, I don't think it's Kanellis and Perkins. That was like 2 weeks. It's
I think it's
No, it's Kendrick and Tozawa versus Gulak and
Gallagher.
That's right. All right, let's move on to enough with 205 Live. Let's get to the main topic. Before we came on the show, I asked you guys to name 3 iconic moments that you wish you could have been to see live. As kind of example, let's see, the Royal Rumble when Cena returned, or a certain match that gone down in history that you wish you could be there live for. So we'll go with Dave first, and we'll move to Alex. 3 iconic moments.
You want me to do 3 now, or just one? Then go around the table.
Yeah, okay. Somebody is eating. We'll go with the last. We'll go with 3 iconic moments. Go 3 to 1. 1 being the one that you wanted to be at the most.
Okay, I will go with WCW. Hogan and Goldberg. When Goldberg beat Hogan for the title.
What was that? You were breaking up a bit.
Oh, Goldberg and Hogan in Atlanta when Goldberg won the title from Hogan. I thought that was a huge crowd. That place is crazy.
Number 3, okay.
Number 2 would probably have to be Brock Lesnar beating The Undertaker. No, Tony, you were there live for that, so there you go. But that would have been cool just to be there, the reaction of the crowd, when that happened.
We'll talk about that just for a quick second, DX. All right, and number 1?
Number 1 would have to be, I think, just because I remember watching it, and I think, man, that would be so cool to be there because he actually won the match. It was when Daniel Bryan beat John Cena at WrestleMania, even though he lost it a few minutes later. But that moment there would have been cool to be there.
Okay. All right. Now, Alex, put the chips down. Who, your most iconic moments? 3, 2, 1.
So for number 3, I'd have to go with Austin coming to save the WWF from the Alliance.
Okay.
The storyline ended up being shit with that. Number 2 is Taker throwing Mankind off the cell.
Oh.
And number 1 is Eddie winning the WWE title.
Eddie. Okay. That's a good one. All right. Number 3, Hogan versus The Rock, WrestleMania.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Number 2, just because it's gone down in history and it's going to be talked about forever, Hogan turning heel on WCW at Bash at the Beach and joining the NWO. And that's going to be another one for me. A biased opinion here, biased pick. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Iron Man match when Shawn Michaels won his first world championship.
For that first match, did you want to catch Shawn when he was coming down the rafter? Did you want to catch him? Like, Shawn,
you know what?
I
can still remember that, watching that match as a kid and just being so worried that Shawn wasn't going to win. You know, back then you didn't, know it was all,
Well, he technically didn't win.
And stuff. Well, okay. He did win. It's overtime rules.
Yeah, but he didn't win the Iron Man match.
He beat him 1, 2, 3. What can I say? But anyways.
Really quick, what would have been a cool moment to be at live is Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
How cool would that have been to be there live, watching all that happen and go down?
If all 3 of us went live, I would be like, your guy's a dick, Tony. You know what just happened in front of us? That's a dick. That's what happened.
Someone put Bischoff joining WWE as GM.
Yeah, that was a cool moment. I don't know if really it didn't matter to be there live, because that's a little different, being there live for these little special moments, and then moments that just stand out in history, Like, that moment does stand out. No one ever thought you would see Bischoff there, or you never thought Austin would be a heel like that, and turn on the WF.
I will say this. I will always remember the night when Undertaker lost. I've never heard a crowd of that many people just go quiet.
I was
crazy. I've never seen people start walking out of the arena. Yep. That was just unreal. Jericho's WWE debut in '99. That's another good one.
Yeah,
honorable mention is Austin versus Bret at WrestleMania. Like, being part of the crowd when we end.
Oh yeah, that whole rivalry. I mean, can you imagine? Even though they didn't really do it, but I mean that night when Austin went to Brian Pillman's house. Even though he would have been there live, but I mean,
I would have loved to. I wanted to be in Brian Pillman's house and that shit went down.
I know, but I just but that was one of those.
I'm sitting on the couch with my chips, just watching.
Yeah, but that was one of those crazy moments which we'll never see again today. But when Brian pulls out a gun and it's like, wow, I mean, I can't believe this is happening. And then they go to black and you hear a shot. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Some very iconic moments in WWE history and WCW. And
Tony, if you would have had front row tickets, that could have been you.
With the mouth. No, I wouldn't.
That guy?
I just was like, that had to have been an accident, but no.
Ooh, and another one? Sorry, just one more. When Austin took out The Rock and Mankind won on Raw.
Oh, that's a good
one.
That was because that's kind of the turning point of the wars,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Said Mankind's going to win the title or whatever.
That'll put some butts in seats.
That's a good one. Because that crowd was crazy after he won. Could you imagine something like that happening today? Talk about getting views. Yeah. Man, those were the days, everybody. DX in the chat wanted to get our ROH Supercard prediction thoughts. I only saw 2 matches. I didn't see the whole show. I saw the I Quit match and I saw the main event with Cody Rhodes and Jay Lethal. I know Alex saw more than what I did. Quick summary of ROH Supercard.
It was okay. There were like maybe two matches that were honestly I would say worth watching again. Is Adam Page faced Jeff Cobb. That was a lot of fun. A really good back and forth. I mean, Adam Page has had a great 2018. And Jeff Cobb's been doing really good on ROH, so that was fun. The ladder match with the Young Bucks, Briscoes, and SCU, that was just crazy. Like everyone bled. Like Nick Jackson almost died. It was
Yeah, I saw that video of him.
The ladder.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
Because he almost like went right into the second one, like the side. But yeah, it was fun. What it means going forward for ROH, I don't know, because they are going to take a big hit without the Elite.
Are they still going to have Bullet Club members on the show?
Well, I mean, maybe, but like it wouldn't be the Elite, because usually those other guys come with the Elite.
Oh, okay, I got you. What was the main event then, Adam? What was the main event of ROH?
It was the ladder match.
Oh, it was the ladder match? Okay, see, I didn't know. I didn't watch them in order, the matches. So, okay, I did not know that wasn't the main event.
Yeah, because we've talked about that too on here. That without the Elite or without the Bullet Club, whatever you want to call them, which I know they're just the Elite now, but without that Bullet Club, when it was Bullet Club, that's basically was the entire ROH roster. Just who's the Bullet Club facing this week? That was even doing that when AJ Styles was the champion. It was AJ Styles and the Bullet Club coming to ROH to face the Team ROH.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you have those guys and there's no more, I'm sure there'll still be some New Japan stuff, but man, you taking out all these guys who are in the Elite, who are in the Bullet Club from ROH, and what does ROH have?
Yeah, very true. Very true. All right. I think that's going to pretty much wrap tonight's show. We went on for way longer than I expected. 2 hours, everybody. 2 hours and 13 minutes to be exact. A lot of the viewers that were with us at the beginning are now went night because we went so long. But we do appreciate Lala, Danny, Anthony Ducks, Spees, Jody, and Juanito for the generous super hearts tonight. Very, very kind of you guys for doing that. We do really appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to talk about the rumored Mania matches such as Bryan versus HBK and AJ versus Orton, etc. DX,
I'm sorry.
You're ruining my show for tomorrow, for next weekend. I was going to touch on all that, but we went too long on the TLC card, which is more my fault because we went on so many different tangents to the Raw, to talking about the old, we just went all over the place. So it was my fault for doing that. It is shooting the shit, so we just go off and talk about whatever. But we should have, we shouldn't have talked about the TLC card as long as we did. So next week we'll touch on some more stuff. No, you're good, DX. I was just playing with you, brother.
Hey, dude, it's all good, because unlike WE, we're not scripted.
Yeah, when we get in the mood, they'll go for a long time. Exactly, Autobomb. You're absolutely right. We've had very long shows before, and he knows. Bob Ruski's another one who's not in here tonight, but they know how long. Jody Mania too. They know how long these shows go. And
she's probably on 3 bottles of wine by now.
Yeah, the DX as well. Long time listeners know about how long we can go. So. We will be live tomorrow night, of course. I'm not sure if Alex will be joining us, but we will be live right after WWE TLC is off the air, live on Periscope and on YouTube, touching about all the all the matches that we covered tonight, and see if we see some title changes, if we see some debuts, and then we go to Monday Night Raw, where Vince McMahon is there to shake things up. Damn it!
I got a recommendation for next week too.
What's that?
Since it is going to be Christmas time in a few days after next week, why don't we do like a top 3 or whatever Christmas movies?
Okay. All right. I already know mine. That's easy. So
that's easy for me too.
Next weekend we will be here. It'll be Christmas weekend show. So don't forget, everybody. I know there's not as many viewers in here that there were earlier. So I will touch on it again on Tuesday night show. giveaways. We're giving away 4 $50 gift cards to the WWE shop. So if you guys are interested, please go and subscribe on our YouTube channel, because whoever comments on our Saturday night show will be into the drawing. All right. So don't forget that. If that's the only way you'll be able to get in on this giveaway. And then we'll be back. We possibly will be taking calls tomorrow. If the pay-per-view is wild and if we feel like some people should just get on here with us, I don't see that being a problem. If not, Dave and I will just go over the show and
we'll tell you how bad it was
or good it was. So it should be a very interesting night. Again, thank you so much for everybody coming in here and supporting us. We had 3,500 viewers tonight.
All right.
Pretty amazing.
Thanks, Alex.
Danny, Alice, Kevin, Anthony, Ducks, Peck and Rod, Adam Awesome, Brad Lucas, and 6 more viewers. I cannot see your name. Thank you again. YouTube, BJ, YouTube. Go to YouTube, Get the Tables Podcast. Just jump over there and hit that subscribe button. That's all you got to do, brother. Thank you guys for lasting through the whole show, that people that did. Thank you again for those super hearts. And we'll be back again tomorrow night. Since, Alex, you probably will not be joining us tomorrow. Any last thoughts before we get you on the show next week? Hey, Danny, thank you again. How long is TLC pay-per-view? Pre-show starts at 6, right? So 4 hours, right? 4 hours?
So 2 more hours. It's about 1 more hour than this show.
Yes. Yeah, Alex brings the viewers with very little Street Profits talk. Funny how that works. Jody Mania is in here hiding. There she was. Thank you again, Alex. Appreciate that. I'm sorry, Alex. Any last thoughts before we get you back maybe next weekend?
No, I was just gonna say 4 hours of TLC tomorrow. Hopefully, it's as always. We always hope it's a good show.
Yes, and we will be live tomorrow with you all. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for you joining us, and we'll be back with you guys tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Have a great Sunday, because we want to see you tomorrow night. Enjoy the out music. I think everybody will enjoy it, and you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you, everybody.
Peace.